listening to their shared experience in this event, we will be able to trace out the precise skill requirements for the current IT industry. So, without wasting much of time, I request our Honorable Principal Sir, Professor Dr. Krishnendu Chakraborty, to officially inaugurate and deliver the inaugural talk for this much awaited webinar. Sir, over to you. Sir has joined.
Principal sir.
You are in mute, sir. Krishnendu sir.
Hello, Principal sir.
Has he joined?
হ্যাঁ জয়েন তো করেছিলেন কিন্তু মনে হয় মিউট হয়ে
I
গেছে
believe
মিউট
sir
হয়ে
is
আছে মিউট
having
হয়েছে
network problem.
স্যারকে একটা কল করো তো উনি বোধহয় শুনতে পাচ্ছেন
ঠিক আছে আমরা চেক করছি হ্যাঁ স্যার সাউন্ড আসছে হ্যাঁ স্যার
Good morning. Now it is very happy occasion for me that our student of the institution has organized a program to help their brothers and sisters of the institute. Now industry readiness is a very, very important and very often spoken term in our professional institutes. Now in our academics, what we do, most of us we generally teach based on the textbook. Most of us, even including myself, I don't have any industry experience. So what I do, I teach what are the content available in the books. But nowadays, unless and until I give the flavor of what is happening in the industry, it is very difficult for the student to become ready for their job in the industry. Now, in our institute also, since our institute is an autonomous institute, what we have done, now in our curriculum, there are two types of subjects. One is core subjects, one are elective subjects. So for all elective subjects, those who are industry linked, so what we have thought that a content will be taught by the people from the industry, mostly our alumni, and there will be a question from the topic they have taught in the question paper. Basically, what we are trying to do, we are trying to integrate the experience gained by our student in the industry to the to percolate to the younger student. And today's program, it is a direction to this particularly. So I am very happy that in spite of your very busy schedule, our students, our alumni, they are trying their best to help the institution. And this is the unique thing that I find in GCCET. The bonding we have in GCCET, it is a unique, and I have never seen this type of bonding anywhere else. I hope that this particular discussion will be helpful in future also. In series of this type of discussion we want in our institution, and I hope that our student will come forward and to do this. With this, I conclude. I wish this event a grand success. Thank you very much.
So much, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir, for your valuable words and support. And in future also, we expect such kind of encouragement from your side. Now, I request Dr. Arup Ghosh, core committee member of GCECT Alumni Association, to give the keynote address for this program. Sir, over to you.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning to you all. Respected Professor Chakraborty, Principal GCECT, all HOD and faculty members, and audience attending the webinar, students, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of President GCECT Alumni Association, it is indeed a great pleasure for me to welcome you all in today's webinar, which is jointly organized by the college and our association. From the last year, we have jointly started to organize this type of webinar. As the college is focused on 3 areas, that is ceramics, IT and CSE, it is our endeavor to conduct such type of webinar in this area. Apart from webinar, the college is also conducting time to time technical seminar jointly with our association in the college auditorium. We thank our respected principal, faculty members to make all this program fruitful. So today's talk will be delivered by 2 of our distinguished alumni from IT, Mr. Orijit Media and Mr. Anupam Das. On behalf of Alumni Association, I would like to thank both of them, who will enlighten us shortly on the latest trend on the IT industry, that is Industry Readiness Program. Generally, IT readiness, though I am not in this area, but IT readiness program aims at broadening the outlook and strengthening the skills of graduating students to prepare them for the changing roles and demands of the IT industry. It will further enable them to adapt better to emerging technologies amidst the changing landscape of the IT market. I am sure that all of us, particularly the current students of the college, will be immensely benefited from this webinar. Finally, we are planning for more such type of interesting talks through webinar shortly. It is only possible due to continuous encouragement and support from the college authorities and alumni association. I wish today's webinar a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your support, important views and perceptions. Now, I request our HOD Madam, Professor Dr. M. Moitro, to have a few words about the theme of today's webinar and also the background of the designated technical speakers for this program. Madam, over to you.
So, good morning, everybody. Respected Principal Sir, alumni members, faculties, and my dear students. First of all, I would like to thank GCECT Alumni Association for hosting such an important webinar on readiness of the students for industry. As we know, we the faculty members design our own syllabus comprising of core subjects as well as elective subjects as per guideline of AICTE. As we are autonomous college, we have that freedom. And our electives are dynamic in nature. That means we can change the buckets of electives, taking feedbacks from industry, senior students, alumni members, keeping in mind the demand of the industries. Still, there exists a gap between the industry and academia. So today's endeavor is to minimize that gap. IT sector today has a lot of competition, we know. And dear students, if you plan to make a successful career in IT, you have to be rest assured about the high competition you will face in the market. Therefore, a platform is required to impart technical skills in order to make you ready for industry. And not only industry technical skill, soft skill is also very important, like communication, collaboration, and adaptability, because the IT industry is changing every day. So adaptability is very important. First, you have to identify your interest in IT industry, as different specializations are there, like software development, cybersecurity, data analysis, system administration, and many more. And to prepare yourself, you have to attend different workshops and such kind of webinars that provides hands-on training. Professionals already working in different IT domains can also provide valuable insights and guidance. So we are fortunate enough today that our 8 students Mr. Anupam Das and Orijit Mitra have come forward proactively to groom our students to make them industry ready. So it is really a great moment for me, and I am very proud to introduce my students, Orijit and Anupam, in this program. First, I introduce Orijit. He did BTech in Information Technology from our college in the year 2010, and he did also MBA in Marketing and Finance from IMI New Delhi in 2016. He has a vast experience of industry. He is presently working in AB InBev from September 2021 to till date. He is working there as project manager, product manager, and to build ML platforms for data scientists, to build data discovery tools for ABI consumers. He worked in Capgemini Invent from June 2016 to September 2021 as product owner and management consultant. He worked as software engineer and business analyst from August 2010 to August 2012. So you see, he has a vast industrial experience. Next, Anupam Das. He has also passed BTech in Information Technology from our college in the year 2012. He is presently working as IT analyst in Tata Consultancy Services. He is working there from March 2021 and he is continuing there now. He was senior software engineer in Accenture from June 2019 to March 2021. Before that, he worked as software developer in Mercedes-Benz Research and Development, North America from July 2018 to May 2019. And before that, he was software engineer in DayCap Technologies Private Limited from May 2016 to July 2018. He worked as process associate also in Amazon from May 2014 to May 2016. So both of them having a vast industrial experience. So I hope that today's program will be very much fruitful to all our students, and I wish a grand success of the program. And finally, my heartiest congratulations to Anupam and Orijit. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the introduction.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sumit sir.
Yes, I welcome Anupam and Orijit in this program. As Madam has already told you, please start your session, sir.
Thank you, Somik sir. Thanks, all our dignitaries. Thanks, principal sir. Thanks, other dignitaries too. Uh, to highlight like what I currently do, my name is Arijit and I am currently working in AB InBev for last 2.5 to 3 years. Before that, I have worked in Capgemini Invent in strategy and management consulting, and before that, worked in Accenture when I passed out of college. In between, I also did some freelance consulting, all those things around that. Some of the things uh, the things that we will do, like we will first introduce ourselves. We will go through the presentation. So first I would say, Anupam, would you like to introduce yourself and then we will start?
Sure, Rajit. Thank you for giving me this kind of opportunities. So basically, I started my career from Amazon, and I'm 2012 pass out from GCECT in information technology. I started my career from Amazon, and after I have worked there around 2 years. After that, I have joined a startup company that is known as DayCap Technology Private Limited. There, I have worked 2.5 years. Then I have joined into the Mercedes Benz, and in Mercedes Benz, I have worked 1 years. Then I have joined to Accenture. There, I have worked 2 years. And now I'm currently working in TCS as a team lead, and here I'm working more than 3 years. So my specialization basically on that application development, and my technologies are Spring Boot, microservices. These are the my main core strength, and in the Angular, React.js, these are the my in the means whatever you going to do for the developing any software. If you going to see any website or anything, so there we need always backend, front end, and for backend whatever we need it. So like if you need a backend for developing any application, if you need a backend, so you need a data. For backend, you need main hardcore things is their data, and data we always store in database. So what kind of database we have? Data management. We have two kind of database. One is relational database. One is NoSQL. So these things means NoSQL means we have like MongoDB and Elasticsearch microservices. These are the NoSQLs, and whatever the relational database you have, those are the like MySQL. We used to daily means in college life we used to do the MySQL. Oracle very rarely we used that in our college times, but in industry normally we used to use the enterprise edition of Oracle and Postgre. And after that, the main things is backend development. In means what is the backend? Whatever you see in front, that is front end. And if you doing any process, that is done by backend. We are getting data, we are processing data. So those everything is done by backend. And that backend, we have many kind of backend is there like Node.js, Python, C Sharp, and .NET, Java. So these are the backend languages. We have so many frameworks like Spring Boots and Pythons. We have so many frameworks. After that, so we learn in our whatever we're going to teach here in my expertise. Whatever I have expertise, I earned by this 10 years of my experience. I going to give my knowledge to my whatever my juniors are there, whoever there. So I'm going to transfer my knowledge to them. I want to help them that they should not suffer initial stage. I want to just give them benefit that very initially they can start their career, and they are ready for the industry, and they should not suffer anyway. So whatever I learned in my last 10 years, I going to share with my juniors. So welcome to teams. Thanks, Arjit.
Thank you, Anupam. Bishop, who will coordinate when I present? Like,
So Somit Chaudhary, Assistant Professor, GCCT. Somit
yeah.
sir.
Somit sir, thank you. To every student who is present here, I will start presenting our pitch deck that we have. What I would try to highlight to all of you is, feel free to raise your hand. You would have an option to raise your hand, right? So whenever you have a question, you raise your hand. So Mixer and Anupam both, and also we have uh, other coordinators like Suvarno and Masood, who will find that out, and they will stop me whenever you have a question. So don't worry that it's a one-sided. I want to make it interactive, and feel free to answer. I will ask questions in between. I will make it interactive, so that whenever you feel like you have a question, please do raise your hand, and we have 4 coordinators who will help you out. Clear? Anybody from student? Anybody from students who wants to say something before we start? Don't shy. Don't shy. It's okay. Yes, Devhago, go ahead.
Very good morning to everyone present here. I'm Devargo Amuri from third year CSC and the current General Secretary of the Student Welfare Association. I would just like to thank the alumni of our college for giving us this opportunity for this webinar to share their knowledge with us. That's all for now.
Thank you, Devargo. Uh, yeah. So we start.
Yes.
Okay. Am I audible properly? Everybody can listen to me.
Yes. Properly audible.
Yes, we can hear you properly. Yeah.
Can you see my screen? So I have an agenda slide up.
Yes.
Okay. So today's presentation, we have broken it down into 5 major sections. Okay, so it's not a very static experience. So whenever you have questions, please do raise it. Since I'm presenting, I will not be able to see it. So we have coordinators, they will straight away ask me, not a problem. So the agenda is, we have broken the presentation into 5 parts. Okay, the first part is the problem statement that we are solving. Second, we will try to put some light on where we stand from the white spacing point of view. Then, as we say, when we direct a movie, cameras, actions, and behind the scene. So that is how we design the presentation. Okay. So let's start with the first thing, which is the problem statement that we are trying to solve. There are 3 problem statements that we have identified. One of them is it's a very well known it's a very well known problem statement, which is around employability. It's there is a requirement in industry, but the employability of people pursuing a certain degree is not up to that mark, and it has nothing to do with anyone. It's just how it is. There is a gap between what industry wants and how much we can learn from academics. So do it's and it's not very specific to I would say engineering as such. So this is the first problem. So we just to explain how we came to the conclusion of 50%. So I would like to cite every year Indian government does a survey. This is a survey of Skill India. It takes into consideration 3.75 lakh candidates, and they are being questioned around, and there is a test that is being done, which is called the WNET exam, and from that they will find out the employability across degrees that you are pursuing. Okay, so if you can see that it has improved substantially from 2017 to 2023 on the employability front, but still there is a lot of way to go. So just to highlight across the degrees how it looks like. So it's a good thing. BTech's MBAs being a very structured and very I would say outcome driven. Like in BTech MBA is a professional degree where you end up with a job at the end of it. So what you end up seeing is comparatively it is higher than other ones, but still there is a lot way to go. So this is the first problem we try to encounter, which is where where the industry readiness program will ensure that what industry needs and the gaps you have will be bridged. That's the first part. The second one is the current all the learning apps are trying to solve it through content. Okay, so the point is, today's world there is no lack of content. The point is, it is lack of direction. So how can I focus? Because at a time you can only do one thing. Okay, having lot of content is actually going to lead to it's a very famous psychological thing. It's called the information overload. You will learn a lot throughout the day about how to build companies, how to do this, that, but at the end of the day, you will find out that you have done nothing. So it happens to all of us, because consuming content is easy. Actually doing something by hand is much tougher. And industry as a whole needs that. Like somebody who is given a task can get it done and take that as a priority. So there is a study which done by Coursera, which said that 5 to 15% is the completion rate on average online courses. Okay, so that's what I would like to highlight here. And they have done a detailed analysis on it, like how should the course be designed, what is the average time, what should be the size of it. All these things are very detailedly explained by them. When it starts, how it fails, the advanced ones, the beginner ones, what kind of task breakdown is there. So basically they have studied people who have taken their degrees courses, and they have studied that whom of them has completed. They found out the correlation between that, and that's how they published a paper. Uh, this is the second problem we want to tackle, which is like completion. Whenever you take a task, rather than keeping it open, how can we ensure that it is completed? The third one, what we have found out is a huge lack of counseling options for students. So whenever we are also at some point 20, 21 years old. So we did not know what to do with our career. And we always saw it from a very limited scope. Like this, at 2021, you pretty much don't know how many professions exist, how many profession will exist in the future. This visibility will never have. And to map your interest, employability, monetizability, and what is happening in the market is what career counseling is done. So in the West, it's a very big capability. In India, for some reason, it's very low. So there is a lot of scope there. So this is the third problem that you are trying to tackle. So India needs around 1.4 million career counselors, and we pretty much have very low ratio student to career counselors. And if you see, this is evidently visible in the type of careers you choose. You end up like the part of India which are pretty prosperous at this point takes a lot of technical degrees. So that's what, because the employability is generally in the technical degrees, where you take a profession around engineering, medicine, and you end up, it's very hard to place somebody who has limited understanding, means who are not very good in communication and anything around computer. If he is unable to code, or he is unable to communicate in the English language, so it's very hard to employ that person at this point of time, and need to reflect in the data also. uh, so these are the three problems that we would like to tackle as part of it. uh, any questions till now for anyone? Do let me know. Okay, so next we'll get into the light section. Let's light it up. We'll get into the light section. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you who have taken computer science and IT, because you have an unfair advantage at this point. You may not see it, but just to let you know, you have a very unfair advantage, because everything in the next has already digitized substantially and going to digitize further. So whenever you have to digitize your business, you effectively would be needing somebody who has a computer science degree, who has IT degree, something around coding, building on the digital space. So I would like to congratulate all of you, not on anyone else. Like if somebody from ceramic also joined, there is no problem. Everybody should learn to code, because lot of because the most advanced professions at this point are using data science to improve, like genomics. Once you digitize your gene sequence, you can pretty much give it to a system which will learn for you and give you output. So what you can see is so everybody will ultimately leverage digitization, and after that they will do data science on top of it. So it's creating a lot of synergy in genomics, any other manufacturing, all those industries getting digitized, they're optimizing for it. And that way, as a computer scientist, you have a big horizon to work on. Okay, so just to give some examples, so this is a Bain and Company. If you know, there are four major consulting companies in the world: McKinsey, Bain and Company, BCG, and AT Kearney. These are the four major companies. So they, one of them has published this data. If you can see, in 2020, internet user 18 plus was around 515. By 2030, it will borderline double. Digitally active user will triple or four times. Now, what does it signify? So think of a legacy system, right? What I will say, legacy system, your mom and pop shop, the kirana neighborhood, right? So maybe we still go to those places, we buy things, right? Considering so you think of like the average hours you guys spend online, so that will substantially go up. So anybody from business who would like to reach out to you have to reach out in those channels only, because you are not physically seeing, right? You are in a digital channel, and that's why you will end up finding the products you would like to buy in Instagram, you will see that in Facebook, you will see that in Twitter, you will see that in YouTube, in Shorts, all those places. Because you guys are spending so much time, that's why they also have to come in those platforms. And everything post that redirecting to their specific website or Amazon or Flipkart to buy. So that's where a computer scientist can design this whole system. Okay. So I would like to congratulate all of you. Like, you are very well designed to change the landscape of the digital world. And taking forward, I what I did is we classified every company in this world. Going forward, any company in this world will either be a tech company or a tech enabled company. Okay, so let me explain what I mean. So a typical tech company will do two kinds of things. Either they are building products, like what I do, I work in a product company. Anupam at some point was working in Mercedes Benz. Mercedes Benz creates car, right? So that way. So those are tech companies which builds the technology. Okay. So there are many categories of them. If I start giving example, you will understand. So tech products generally gets bifurcated into three parts. One is a product. So product as an example, let's take B2B SaaS. Everybody is aware of SaaS. B2B is business to business. Whenever you are not selling it to an individual, you are selling it to a business, then it is B2B. Okay, so when your customer is a business, then it is B2B. So you will find a lot of companies which sell to a business rather than individuals, right? So those kind of B2B SaaS companies are there. SaaS is software as a service. Okay. Then the second category is B2C SaaS. This is basically products that are sold to individuals. Anybody here heard of Crade as a company, Zerodha as a company? You can say yes, yes, yes. That's okay. Crade, Zerodha, Grow, Upstock. Anybody? Yes, yes.
Yes, we've heard.
Yes. So don't do unmute and say no, no problem. Okay. So B2C SaaS companies. Then the third category, it is called prosumers. So prosumers are professional consumers. This is the third category of products. So anybody heard of Miro? Then Notion? Anybody heard of Lucid Chart? Anybody heard of companies like that which professionals working in organization use? Like, I use all of those tools. uh, those are the categories of product. Okay. Then there will be platform products. Okay, so platform product is your Ubers and Olas and the Googles, Microsofts, Amazons, who will give you suits. So you can consider Uber as marketplace also and platform also. So it's a fluid definition, so don't worry about that. Ideally in platforms you will say that end to end, so somebody giving you cloud services and also additional applications on top of it. So you can think of the big three there: Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. Those big three will think of. And then there will be other small companies which also give you the services. Third is a marketplace. So marketplace, like whatever was a bazaar in a non-digital world, right? There is somebody who is coming with their produce, and on the other hand we go to the market and buy it. So there is a consumer side and there is a producer side to it, and that is pretty much replicated in the digital world. So marketplaces are good examples of it. So marketplaces, there are two kinds of marketplaces. One you will say as a vertical marketplace, and the other one is a horizontal marketplace. Okay. So what is a vertical marketplace? Vertical marketplace is something which does very unique things, like a very small set of SKUs and not everything. So your simple example will be Mintra. Mintra will do anything fashion, right? So then you will have Practo, which will do anything connecting doctors to individuals. You will have companies like Nika, which only does fashion. So these are vertical marketplaces. They don't do every category. They take up a very niche category and only build on that. The second kind of marketplaces are the horizontal marketplaces, which is your Amazon and Flipkart. Okay, there you pretty much find everything. You can find fashion. You can buy your burtons. You can buy your fresh produce and all those things, right? And within this, there are multiple versions. There is quick commerce version of it. Then there will be a social commerce. So quick commerce, if you know, the Instamart, the Zeptos, and Instamart, the Zeptos, and the Zeptos and the Blinkits of it. Then those kind of companies will actually be part of, I will say, somewhere in between vertical and horizontal. They do provide most of them as horizontal marketplaces, but their idea is quick commerce. They will give you in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So that's a part of it. Then you have social commerce. So social commerce, as an example, will be companies like Misho, which will reach you out in some social media channels, and from there they will direct you to. There are other businesses like a drop shipping business, which is the Misho. So this is where the product comes. These are primary companies which build product for the companies. Okay, they will decide who is our customer, what do they need. They will do a lot of discovery on that. Then they will create a design. How will the application look like? Validate with the user that is this application great. Once they are done with all these things, they will create a team of engineering team which will have full stack data scientists, DevOps, quality assurance, product managers, product owners, sometimes BS, people who are working in legacy, and build it up and take it to the market. Okay, sometimes what happens, these companies don't want to build the execution part in house. Okay, so they decide what they want to build, and then they outsource the development to a service company. So what can happen, like for example, currently Onupam is working in TCS, right? So Onupam, your current client is HSBC or Citi?
This Citibank.
Citibank. So Citibank is Onupam's client. So Citibank is Onupam's client. So what will ideally happen is, one second, sorry. Citibank is Onupam's client. So what will ideally happen is, a product manager in Citibank will talk to their customers, find out the pain points, design a solution around it, create an application design around it, validate with them, and once they are ready, pass the work to somebody in TCS, which is generally Onupam. Okay? Onupam will have a team, he will get it done. Okay, so that is where the tech services company will fit in. So good examples of tech services company would be like TCS, CTS, Mindtree, L&T, then we have
Accenture.
Accenture, Wipro, all these companies. Okay, this is our tech side of it. Now the second category of companies, which will be tech enabled companies. What do I mean by that? So anybody here heard of a brand called Snitch? Rare Rabbit? So let's take telecom. So Airtel you have heard of, Jio you have heard of. So all these companies basically, since, like for example, think of Unilever as a company, right? So foods and beverages. Anybody heard of Unilever here? Unilever, Hindustan Unilever as a company. P&G as a company, Johnson and Johnson. So
If you have not heard about that also, but we are using daily life in our daily life, these things actually.
yes. So all these companies are not actually, their product is not technology. Their product is to build products. So you Hindustan Unilever, Clinic Plus, Clinic All Clear, those kind of products. Nor Soup, Nestle's Maggie you all consume, right? So all these things, they have products which are physical products. Okay, but they need digital presence of their physical products. So they will ideally host in marketplaces. They will create their own D2C website where you can come and buy that. Those kind of things they also have to do. So what I'm trying to say is, going forward, you will have two kinds of companies, which is purely tech companies which makes tech products, and the second kind of company is a tech enabled company. Okay, so this is where all these companies which make up different product and technology fits in. So suppose Maggie, right? So you have to buy Maggie. So you end up calling to Swiggy, Instamart. You end up going to Zipto or Blinkit, right, and ordering it, and it will come to your place. So ideally, what happens? They have to host it in Zipto. They have to manage the supply chain digitally. They have to have the rides and all managed stuff. All these things has to happen. Like for example, automobile, right? So Mercedes Benz. So Mercedes Benz makes cars. So Anupam is to work in Mercedes Benz. Is to make cars, right? But within that there is a software which is being built by somebody who is a computer scientist. Okay, so the idea is very simple. So you guys are pretty well placed at this point, because in future there will be two types and there will be a lot of work coming your way because of that. So make yourself ready for the market. That's the idea. Any question till now? Yes, no? No is also fine. Somebody saying no is fine.
No questions, sir.
No. Okay. So as a next step, what we are trying to do is we are trying to explain, like, okay, so you want at the end to have a very successful professional career, right? So to have a successful professional career, you have to think what are the demands of the market of the future, and you have to marry that with the current set. So just to give an example, what are the upcoming trends of the market? So that's where I've used something called as McKinsey's report. Okay, so McKinsey, as I said, is a consulting bank. So they have highlighted 15 major areas in which the next 10-15 years of jobs will get created. We will not be able to tackle all of them. So basically, just because there is an opening, you will not be able to do it, right? Because you are a computer scientist at the end. So you may not be able to work in electrification and renewables or climate tech to that extent, or biotech to that extent, but you can definitely work in applied AI. Okay, next generation software development, cloud and edge computing, trust architecture and digital identity. In mobility, you can be part of the application team. You have heard of Web3 applications, generative AI, and industrialization of machine learning. So these are 6-7 areas where you will find a lot of synergy among yourself. So I will skip this part very fast. So basically, there is a very detailed explanation of it, like what fields, what kind of gaps are there. I will skip very fast this part. Anybody for him, these names are new? Any questions around it? These professions, we will explain everything in details later. But any question at this point around this profession, especially applied AI, next gen software, cloud and edge computing? I would say the next one would be industrializing machine learning, Web3, and generative AI. This certain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7 professions which are aligned with computer science. Any question at this point? We will detail it out, don't worry. If you have questions, tell me. When I answer, I will ensure those questions are answered. So you can post it in your chat and somebody is following it. Okay. So we have Subarno Masood, who will look into it. So do post your questions in that area. At the end, we'll see that if you have answered and we missed out anything, we'll answer at the end. Okay, done? So this is the market side of it. Then the supply side of it, we dig dive. On the supply side of it, we dig dive, as I said, the Skill India data. So basically, there is a demand. We have to ensure the supply is also ready for that, right? So that's where I similarly deep dive on the Skill India part. Skill India part, we have deep dive, and we got the first one. I've already showed that this is the current employability of students across the professions they are taking. As a second one, what we did is like we dig dive on the areas and the test takers, where which are the states which are doing really good. So that's one of the reason we would like to start it in our own state, where there is a lot of scope and opportunity there, lot of need there. So domain-wise split is also there. And finally, what we would like to, city-wise split is also there. City and state-wise split is also there, which states are doing really well in this kind of exams. Okay, so we are pretty clear at this point about the problem statement we are trying to solve. Now let's introduce ourselves as a company. So all have heard of Manhattan Project. We took the inspiration from Manhattan Project. Uh, so the Manhattan Project as a company that we would be building has a very simple vision. Take students up early in very early, as early as second year. By the end, when they're in the fourth year, they should be ready for the industry. So there is a very long period we can work on them from second to fourth year, and that's how we make you ready. So the vision is like we make them ready to be excellent professionals at the end of it. Um, our tagline is like, since all of you are engineers, don't run away from coding, and coding is not that tough. So we want to empower every mind to code. As a computer scientist, you all of you will definitely code, but we would also like to expand it for somebody who is from other direction. Like for example, a lot of people who understand microbiology, or because computational biology is a big thing at this point, somebody who understands the biology of it, and if they can analyze data, they will find it very useful to be a coder at this point. So I have a friend who is currently doing PhD in Harvard. I do a lot of OpenCV, CNN, convoluted neural net application from him. So what he used to do is he used to give the gene sequencing as a straight row and lot of rows, and I used to run a supervised learning and give insights. So now he also knows it, but that's the idea, because he will know the functionality of the industry. He needs another thing, which is how coding can be done and insights can be generated. So that way it's easier for us. We know the coding part of it. If we pick up a function, that will make your life equally easier. So just to introduce Anupam and me, we have already introduced. We already have Subarno and Masood in our founding team. They are already working with us for the last 7-8 months. I think May onwards you guys are working, right? Subarno and Masood?
From July 2023.
So basically they are working with us. So initially they went through a phase of learning how to build application which is industry ready and all. And currently maybe they can show you the demo once you meet in college after this. We are building digitization of saloon as a first use case. I will deep dive on that. And we have spaces, we can make more people join the team. That's not a problem. Okay. So that's what we are. Next, let's take the camera on it. Let's put some camera on it. So what we want to do, so as a typical IT engineer, when I also joined, so it's not very different. Let's take Subarno and Masood as an example, right? Once you are done, think of you are anywhere. Like I see people joining for Vishwarupta, we have a distribution between first year, second year, third year, right? We have
Yes.
representation from all, right? So
Yes. Yes.
so think of, by the end, when you go to the market, you need to create a CV, right? What currently you can put in your CV? The first part you can put in is what are your qualification? Like I have done BTech from this college, I have done 12 from this college, these are my marks and all, right? This is the first part you will generally put in. Second is what are the skill sets you have acquired in the process of doing engineering. I know React, I know Node, I know Java, I need HTML, I know CSS, I know SQL, this kind of things, right? Then you will highlight some of the open source certification that is existing, like Coursera and all, right? And finally, in achievement, you will highlight things like I used to highlight, like I used to play first division cricket and all those things, okay? So I'm just saying, like you can highlight, like you won some Code Ninja, you won some Tech Fest, Code Tech Fest, those kind of things you can highlight, right? So now think from the point of view of somebody who tried to recruit you, okay? So you have written a lot of things, okay? Still, it does not prove that you know these things or not. Forget it's you. Forget that thing. Forget you are going to hire Subarno or Masood. How will you know he knows React or JS? So you have to ask him questions, right? You have to ask a lot of questions. On the other hand, uh, so basically you still have to prove after writing it, right? On the other hand, if you in achievement, like the way I see Subarno would be able to update his CV will have all these things, okay? Educational qualification, technical skills, certification will be there. Those are given for everyone. but you have to create a differentiator for yourself, right? What do you have which others don't have? Correct? From the recruiter's point of view, they want to see that. So what you have to highlight, like Subarno at the end, when I make his CV, I can highlight that he has built a B2B SaaS platform which is leveraged by many small and medium business. Now, straight away, your questions will be around this point: how you build it, what you did, how do you deploy it in the cloud, how many people are using, how do you do discovery, can you show me the application? Now, there is no way this guy needs anything else. He knows that. So what do you know about Subarno? Once you know Subarno and Masood, once you know that he has built it and he has given a demo, he can directly go to the interview and give this demo. And once he gives the demo and explains how he built it, there is no way nobody would be interested in joining, because he's already ready for the market. He knows how to build application. That's the pretty much thing which you will do once you enter the market, right? So that's why this is how we want to design it, and this is much better way of making yourself ready for the market rather than output. I did this. We People currently wants to judge you on the outcome. What have you achieved rather than what you were trying to say. So this is going to be a big differentiator for you. So we'll come to how we will come to this. That's the idea. Now let's take the actions that we'll take to take you there. Okay. There are 4 parts we have broken the action. One is the core philosophy on which we are building this product. The second will be what is a T. I will explain what is a T. Third one is finding your T. I will give a fun example of cricket. And fourth is how your application in your personal life. Okay. So let's take the philosophy that we are trying to do. So this is a very famous quote, like everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid, right? So we take up what we want to do from others. Generally, we copy it. So it's better to find out what you truly want to do. Currently, you are in this session, you are doing computer science. I would like to believe that you would like to do something around computer science. There are a lot of options in computer science. You would like to do something of it, right? So let's take that as an assumption. Now you have to find out where you want to fit within the computer science landscape, IT industry landscape, right? So for that, there is a very famous Japanese philosophy. It's called the Ikigai. Okay. So Ikigai says that you should marry 4 things. One is what you love to do. That's what you have to find out. By the time you're 4th year, you have 3 years to find out. Somebody in 3rd year will have lesser time, but don't worry, it's a lot of time actually. So what you love is the first thing you have to find out within computer science. What the world needs, like we can all love sleeping and eating, right? But the world does not need that. What you can be paid for and what are you good at. So you ideally have to marry these 4 things. Okay. So there is a famous algorithm. It's called the exploration exploitation algorithm, optimal stopping algorithm. Anybody heard of it? I will explain otherwise. Don't worry. Anybody? No is also an answer.
No.
Yeah. So optimal stopping, what it does? So basically, you break it down into 2 parts. So what you have to find out that what you want to do, right? So there is a phase which is called exploration. Okay. In the exploration phase, you try out multiple things. For us, the universe is computer science universe. There will be 6, 7 things which you try out, and you find out that which 1 or 2 things you would like to concentrate on. And this first phase we call the exploration phase. Once we are done with the exploration phase, you will end up the exploitation phase. Exploitation means once you have found out, like for example, I will give an example of me. I found out 2 things which I'm very interested and it's very employable. Okay. I only do those things. I don't do other things. I don't want to be average in many things. Though as a product manager, I have to be average in many things. But generally, I deep down on 2 things, very core. Okay. Same would be about Subarno. Same would be about Onupam. And we would like to design Subarno and Masood the same way. Okay. So as an example, this exploration exploitation phase, the outcome that we are trying to aspire is find out within computer science while you are in college where you fit in. Don't worry, everything is workable. And the process will use the explore exploitation trade-off. Okay. Now, this is the first. Let me give an example of a T, which I am. I am an AI product manager. Okay. So T means there is a horizontal line. Everybody can see, right? The horizontal line. The horizontal line is, these are the general skills I should have. Horizontal line, everybody is seeing, no? So the stakeholder buy-in, okay? These are general skills I should have. Feature integration across team software and hardwares, compliance, market fit, product review. These are general skills I should have because I am a product manager. Okay. Now, because I am an AI product manager, I have to be very deep in data science. So this is one area I have to go very deep, and other areas like 4-5 areas I have to have general ideas so that I can work with and collaborate with others. Okay, this is what you have to find out about you, like what 4 general skills I need, and one area where I have to go really deep. In the first 5 years of your journey, you cannot be very general skills you can pick it up later. You have to go very deep on one area in computer science. That's the idea. Okay, next, let's take example of
So
cricket.
I am interrupting.
Mhm.
Arsalan Ali, he raised his hand. He's probably try to say something.
Yes, Asanan.
Hello.
Yeah.
I guess it was raised by mistake. I
Okay,
guess we
okay.
can
No,
carry on.
no problem, no problem. Don't shy away. You can write your questions there. Okay. So let's take a fun example. This may not be very clear for you at this point. Let's take a very fine example. Let's take Sachin Tendulkar as an example. Okay. He found out that, okay, I want to play cricket as a step one. So as a 8-year-old, Sachin went and he wanted to play cricket. His father took him and put it to an academy. So how do you know? Like, this is the first phase which we will consider as the exploration phase, right? When in cricket, what all can you do? You can become a batsman, you can become a bowler, you can become an all-rounder, you can also become a wicket keeper. Correct? Within batsman, you can become a top order batsman, middle order batsman. In bowler, you can become fast bowler, spin bowler. Within spin bowling, leg off. So the core idea generally happens is when you go very early in, he actually tried bowling. If you go and read, he wanted to be a fast bowler. So I mean, we would have lost like 100 centuries if we have ended up being a fast bowler. Okay. So somehow somebody said, no, you don't do that well, and he ended up not doing it. But in his exploration phase, he pretty much did many things. May not be wicket keeping, but just to give. If you want to have, the ideal way will be to trying out multiple things within cricket. Okay. And as an end, he ended up with the conclusion, yes, his coach came to the conclusion he can be a top order batsman. Okay. So once you find out that out of all the roles I can be a very good top order batsman, the next there is nothing left with exploration. You found that out. Now it is exploitation phase. Now you have to strengthen your core skills in top order batting. So you play a lot of fast bowling, spin, you play new ball, old ball. I'm giving a cricket example because I used to play cricket. So play football, you also have the same logic. Okay. So play practice matches, go and play first class cricket. So basically first two is to enhance your skill. Third and fourth is to do real time. So basically you do play Ranji, you do Dilip Trophy, you go lot of practice matches, right? And on the other hand, as a cricketer, any sportsman has to have a lot of stamina, agility, and flexibility. Those are the skills you have to build, right? So what you can find out once you explored and found out what you want to be, you deep down on it and only develop those skills. At the second step, there is no reason for exploration. Okay, it's a wastage of time for you. This is the same logic will apply on all of you. Just to give an example, let's apply it. Okay, so your job is to find your T. First is the exploration phase. We have shortlisted 5 to 6 roles within. There are sub roles within it. We will first explain you. You can be a product manager, you can be a data scientist, you can take up agile roles, you can become software engineer, data engineer, and QA. So first is to give you an idea what you want to be. Maybe at the end of it, you thought that, okay, data scientist, being a data scientist looks awesome to me. I want to be a data scientist. What should I do? Once you have decided that, then there is no reason to go the exploration part. You go to exploit. You double down. We have a roadmap how to become a data scientist. You will only do that, and you develop your general skills like stakeholder management. Anybody would need that. product management, database fundamental, that's like a no given. Okay, so this is how we will define. We have a core philosophy. We gave you how you will use the cricket analogy in case of computer science. I will get it done. Any question will still point? Any questions?
No. I guess we are
Is
fine.
it clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Now let's get to the behind the scene. So basically, what will you do behind the scene? Okay. So there are 4 things that we'll do. First part I generally take up is, in a detailed way, we will explain you what are the different roles that exist in computer science. So you are in second year, third year, and first year. You should not think that you know that what you want to do. So first you need to know the canvas, what all are available, and can I try my hand on it, right? So that's where, as I said, these are the 6 roles that we have shortlisted. We will give you a small brief understanding of it. We are not specializing at this point, right? But you will have enough information to decide that, okay, enough information and hands-on to decide I want to do this for some time now, or I want to do, see, 40 years, if you will have a very big career of 30-40 years. Currently you cannot visualize it, you will change multiple times, but I'm saying for the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, the world will change, you will also change, all those things will happen, don't worry about it. But next 5 to 10 years you can be fixated on these things, these 5-6 professions. Next we'll give you the landscape about GenAI marketplace, like all the tools that are available at this point, how we can leverage to become 10x engineers. This is the first part of it. Okay, we'll explain the roles. And next is, there will be a fundamental roadmap. So as I said, like before you become a cricketer, so you have to have a good level of flexibility, you need to have stamina. The same way, there are some fundamentals in computer science you should be understanding. Okay, so that is applicable. If you don't know how the database works, how to design a system, if you don't know how to understand how to build a product, or high level understanding of, if you are given data, can you analyze and give insights, these 4 things are fundamental. So you will get high level understanding. So I have a very detailed roadmap. Okay, I am showing you in some time, but just to give you, these are the 7 headers in which you will be taught. Initially will be given a limited or moderate kind of understanding of all these areas. Do some hands-on, because this itself is a life. People only do this with 10 years of experience, doing it for very long time. So once you find out that this is what I want to do, then it makes sense. Initially we'll do a small to moderate amount of them, so that you understand this what you want to do. One is data science roadmap we have. Second one is product managers high level roadmap, how you can become it. Then you will have database fundamentals. Okay, this is high level. Okay, so I have a roadmap I will show you. And the fourth one is generally the system design roadmap. So these 4 you will fundamentally get it, okay, at a very high level. As an example, let me give 2 examples. One for data science roadmap, and one product management roadmap. One second. Can you see my screen? I am in a roadmap screen.
Yes.
Xmind.ai. Can you see that? Yeah. So this is the detailed roadmap of somebody who wants to become a product manager. Okay. So it's a very detailed. So if I narrow it down further, this will be as big as this. Okay. So you have to know product execution, product insight, product roadmap execution, then product growth, product sensing, all those things will be there. This is the detailed roadmap I have. I follow it, and wherever I have gap, I work on those things. Okay. So just to make it bigger and explain, there are 4 major sections in that, which you have seen in the deck also. The major sections I've highlighted here. Okay. These are highlighted. These 6 major: customer insight, product execution, strategy, influencing people, product, how to grow your product, and sense. Right now, this is high level. Now if I get into it, it's a huge thing. Okay, so customer insight, it will itself be huge. Similarly, if I get into your product execution, that will itself be huge. how to build product, how to run a agile team, how to write features, how to write epics, features, user stories, how to create low-level design, high-level designs, how to write QAs, how fluent you are with data, what are the tools you have at your disposal, how to get voice of a customer, product strategy, influencing people, how to grow your product once you have created. There are 4 strategies: product led, sales led, how to get virality, how to create flywheels, product sense. So I will give you a lot of examples of how certain products have got built, okay, how they used these kind of logics. Okay, this is one. Product management you cannot become today, it will take a lot of experience, and anybody at the end can also become a product manager, but it will, nobody will ideally give you product management. You will start with a business analyst, or like a associate business analyst or associate product owner. You will work for a long period of time, then you may be thought of. Product management is tough because it needs why. Nobody is telling you what needs to be built, right? That's a very hard problem, answering the why. So it will come with experience, it will come with cross functional understanding. It's not purely engineering. You have to understand human psychology, neuroscience, behavioral science, lot of things. You have to be jack of all trades, master of none to a bit. So data science, let me see. Data science, what we have done, we also have a similar roadmap which is very detailed. We'll first introduce, as I said, uh, so data science roadmap, as I said, there are 6 7 parts to it. Introduction, the whole data science life cycle, application of the models, application of deep learning models, the Python libraries you will leverage. The you are in you guys can see my PPT, right? The MLOps and the ML system use cases, right? So what you can see here, there is a huge detailing here. Okay, problem statement to discovery to the model selection, which models you want to do itself is a sea of its own. So all this detailing will happen over a period of time. Don't worry. The idea is you will be given moderate understanding to narrow down first that do you want to do data science or not. Once you are clear, then you can totally dip down on this whole roadmap, which will happen throughout the period. Okay, so these are all the models that you will learn as the process, and also hands-on thing. You have to do hands-on. You are an engineer, you should do hands-on, right? Industry would need it. Optimizing, all those things are model deployment, batch inferencing, model monitoring, all the tools that is available in the market. So this is the area I generally specialize in alongside product management. So I have highlighting because of that. And there's a lot of work around that. So just to give you that this is the detail, which we don't want to scare you with the detail. We'll do a lot of ML system use cases, right? So currently you guys see Google Lens or Pinterest. Anybody have seen Google Lens or Pinterest as a tool?
Yes.
So basically that is an application of visual search system. Whenever you are clicking on a cat, you are passing cat as a filter, and they were indexing all the cats. So I will show you how to build a system like that. Okay, video recommender system, YouTube, event recommendation like Airbnb or something, personalized news feed like a Facebook or a Instagram, and YouTube video research. So basically there are a lot of use cases you will learn. And similarly, data, I don't want to get into it, but we have a very detailed roadmap for the other ones also. Okay, database fundamentals and all. So there is a huge detailed roadmap on these things that we will also get into. So system design is essential, database fundamental is essential, high level understanding of how to build a product is essential, and the data science high level is important. Okay, so these 4 you will get. Ideally we would like to do this thing in second year, get it done. So anybody who missed out because they're in third year, don't worry, you can speed it up. You will have a lot of time in fourth year, because we know what we used to do in fourth year, don't worry. So system design, we do it. Then, as I said, fundamentals you go through, then you specialize. Maybe you said that I want to specialize in data science. You only go deep dive into data science and harness a very high level of other things. And the fourth part, let's come to that, is none of this you will learn by not doing actual projects. Most of the projects we will be doing, because we have a lot of products that we're building on the other side. So we'll have a lot of options to build products. Okay, just to give, currently we are working on a saloon use case. Okay, so digitizing a saloon. These are the features we are building for a saloon ecosystem. Small to medium businesses, there will be a digitized customer onboarding, saloon owner onboarding, analytics, cataloging service for exploration, and cataloging service design. Okay, so all the products they have will be cataloged so that any customer comes, they should be able to do it. Then we have the advanced phase where we will be creating the appointments and bookings for it. One very unique AI capability we are building is that based on your face shape, we will recommend the hairstyle, beard style for you, and then you can take the style up. Marketing and sales for them, customer feedback capturing, rewards and loyalty program, and we are also building a in-house GPT. We call it the groom GPT. Okay, so we will be building those things. Now this is one of the use cases we are doing. Second use case that we are trying to do is around uh, gamified fitness app. Okay, so gamified fitness app is like many people may not get a lot of time to go out and work out, but can they do it 15-20 minutes at home? Corporate people who generally don't have a lot of time, for them we want to gamify it, and people are generally not interested also, right? So to do so, can we gamify so that they do it? So currently we are at the phase of prototyping. So as you can see is that I am doing jumping jacks, I am doing bicep curls, all of these get captured. Okay, I am doing deltoid, all these things I'm doing. So all these things are getting captured. The second I will say, why is it not moving? Yeah, so here you can see like I am doing tricep cuts, I am doing jump sit downs. You can see I can calculate the angle between my hand and say that it's a count 1, a count 0. So as you can see, when it goes up it will be 180%, when it comes down it will be 90%. So anything between that range I will take a counter. Okay, so these are things we are building at this point. And to gamify it, so just to give an example, I currently what we can do is that I can use uh, let's take the right example. So as you can see, I can use, other than touching the application, I can use my hand. Okay, to basically, so currently what you do, I'm clicking continuously to move to the next screen, right? I can, since I can take everything up in my hand, I can use that to navigate without touching the screen. Okay, so I don't have to touch. I can say that number, this is a sign of taking a screenshot, this is a sign of stopping the background. I can change my background using this. So as you can see, see this video. Okay, so the moment I do the Spider-Man pose, my background changes. I do this, my background changes. I do this, the background comes again. So we can replace the background all the time. And if I want to take a snapshot without touching the application, that can be done. So just to give, we are trying to gamify because people are not interested in doing exercise. So we are finding our ways to make it interesting for them. So you will ideally be working in a lot of projects around it. We have other projects around this. So you'll get a lot of internship opportunity. You can highlight that in your CV. And with this, our ask, let me come to that. So any question till now?
Yes, I have a question, rather a request than a question. So my question or request would be, in order to join your team for the company, I would like to learn about the marketing end of your company, because I believe I have good people skill and that can add value to your company. So I would
Perfect.
be interested in filling that position.
So I can't see you in screen. So basically, do let Subarna or Masood know. So you in third year?
Yes, I'm the Bargo only third year CS.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, please highlight it to Subarna. No problem. So our ask, as I want to highlight, is we would be and third one is we are building a learning app. So learning app is, the idea is not to have content, right? We already have a lot of company which create content. Our job is to make you industry ready. It will be very different. As I said, this is how we will do it. Uh, we are doing a pre-launch which starts 38th of January, 38th of March. 38th is Saturday, right? 30th of March we will be starting off. So in the meantime, till next Friday, you can reach out to Bisharubda, you can reach out to Masood and Subarna, three of us, and enlist yourself. Uh, and we can start designing the courses. We will have a quick interview session to understand how interested you are. We need at this point nothing more than 1 hour of your time, maybe daily. We will allocate tasks and take sessions. Take some sessions generally in the weekends, and weekdays you will get tasks. You will get mentoring from us, and over a period of time, this is pre-launch. We will be launching this in August, as we were discussing, and that's where we will take it from. Okay, do register with. So there is no, at this point, no constraint on you. Only thing is that you have to allocate one hour every day. Okay, and we can maybe a bit more. The idea is to make you ready so that you can decide what you want to do. Then we will deep dive on that for industry readiness. Okay. 3 point of contacts: Vishwarupda, Masood, and Subarno. Try to close it by next Friday. Subarno, can you host a Google form for that?
Okay, okay.
Okay,
I
so I
will
will
just.
work with Subarno, and we'll create a Google form and host it. You can do the listing after that. So we are up for question and answer. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your patience. Thanks all the dignitaries. Thanks to principals, sir, HOD, ma'am, and other dignitaries. We are up for questions. Please do ask it.
Also, some Joyanta was asking if you could share the PPT for the references that we might need later
Yeah,
on.
yeah, sure, I will do that. So that's I will share it. Yeah.
So I'll connect with Shubarno, Masood, and Vishrup sir regarding that, and I hope that we can connect on 30th and have a brief meeting and discussion prior to that.
Sure. Yeah, up for questions. Shubha, Anupam, you want to add anything before we go to the question answer session? So Anupam will take care of the application building part. Okay, so like you will ideally don't know how to build an application without doing it, right? So the same way, there will be designs which are ready. You can start working on it. That's what Anupam will drive. Application building and all, Anupam will be driving. And feel free to reach out to Masood and Subarno. They have built an awesome application. This is a work in progress, and it is currently in market in Bangalore. It is put in 3-4 stores, and many people are using that application at this point. So do reach out to Subarno and see that what they have built. Subarno and Masood, okay. So Masood does the front end of the application, and Subarno does the back end. And Masood and Subarno, before we go to the session, the Q&A, would you like to take 1 minute each to explain how was your experience working with us for some time? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, sure. So, a very good afternoon to everyone present here. I am Mashood Alam Mullah, a pre-final year student, computer science engineering branch. So, I have been working with them from the last 7 months as a front-end developer. Still, I am learning. My experience was quite new and interesting because before that, I didn't work in a industry level project as they have the vast experience on industry. So they share some insight and how things work on the industry. So I learned from the thing. And one thing I want to say that don't just rely on any tutorials videos because it's not gonna help you in a long run. You have to learn at any time that document. You have to follow the official documentation because in our saloon app may arise some problem that wasn't on the YouTube or the any other site. So you have to follow some official documentation to resolve that problem. So that's from my side. Thank you.
And Masood has a first-hand experience. Masood likes watching videos and building it, and he has changed his habit. Suvarno is much more documentation person. He reads a lot of documentation. Yeah, Suvarno, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. There is a I joined this engineering team on July 2023. After that, first we build our front end part, and when we are going for the front end, just HTML CSS design, it works so nice. Within 1 to 2 months, we completed our front end design, and after that, how our database should be look like and how the APIs will work with each other. That design portion was started. after we designing on that, we feel no problems. And after that, when we complete our front end part design, then the real problem starts. We There is a lot of night that we spend together to solve these bugs. Now this application is that much ready that it can handle multiple things all around it. But when we are building this API with the front end, we have faced too much issues. And trust me, any tutorial cannot help you to solve this kind of error, because in tutorials their niche is very small and they are focused on some fragmented topic. And after listening to this podcast or maybe the session, you will able to solve that problem. But did actually not help you, because when you are working on a real world project, you will feel that there is a lot of factors which are dependent on each other, and that is not yet done covered by the tutorial session. And that's the real problem which will never be faced on YouTube. That never going to be solved. And so after that, there is a lot of problems we faced. Our APIs was not matching, we are not able to connect with the database. We are using Firebase in our application because nowadays it is too much useful than other platforms. In other platforms, if you try to host your application, you need a backend microservices like which provides like Docker and other companies, so that are much more complex. But if you use Firebase, it's too much simple to implement. And there are too many features also available on Firebase, like security purposes this application will be much more secure than others. So in this journey, first of all, I know some features of the backend, then how to write it, then how to code. But after when I work on it, I feel like that there is not that thing you learn something that means you build something. If you try to build something, you work on some project and integrate each and every part with another, then you will able to see that how this thing actually works. So just rather than reading something, you need to put on work on something, then
Yes.
you can only build something.
Yeah. So
Thank you so
Suvarna,
much.
thank you, Suvarna. Good, great work by both of you. Like what Suvarna is trying to say in nutshell, knowing and doing are different things.
Correct.
There is a
I want
difference.
to include one thing here that it might be possible here is some students are there who is think that I'm not good in coding or I'm not good in back end or front end. I don't have any understanding about. I'm not able to understand. I'm not getting interesting in the coding. So what I'll do? So in software development, we don't have only the profile like that, only development profile. So we have so many profiles. So once you are in the team, we'll understand what you are good in that, and we can distribute the teams and we can polish your knowledge things, and you can go and that path. Means it's not like that. If you are in software engineer in IT, you need to be a developer. It's not there is not like that things. So it can be possible that you can be QA, you can automation engineer, you can be the DevOps, you can be front end developer, you can be back end developer, you can be DBA. There is so many way in application development. I'm saying, so don't be fear that I'm not understanding that how to do code. So what I'll do here. So don't say means think like that way.
Yeah, don't worry. Like for example, I don't know DevOps. Okay, and I have no interest in doing DevOps. Similarly, who knows DevOps may not have been interested in being a product manager or data science. So that's not a problem. It's a collaborative field. Lot of options that you will have. Your job is to find out which is interesting to you, and we use the Ikigai model for that. Let's do the Q&A. Any don't worry, no, there is no dumb question, there is no wrong question, every question is answerable.
Okay,
Okay.
Dada, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone present here, please feel free to ask question. Language shouldn't be the barrier. If you have question, please ask him in Bengali. He can answer it. So come
Yes,
forward and ask.
লজ্জা পাওয়ার কিছু নেই, একদম যা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে একদম
Hi, this is Debargo Angli again from third year CSC. I wanted to ask the question regarding your company is that what is the final aim or target that you're aiming right now for the company? So, what is the
So,
final step?
so like we have a very, I will say, large scale philosophy, which is around three major things. Okay. One is around health. So, what are the three attributes which will help you in the long run? Health, that area you want to contribute as a number two, and area wants to contribute from the professional point of view. Okay, so that's they will work to 20, 30 years, right? So it makes sense to learn faster. So one around skilling, one about health and fitness, and third, which is very close to me, bringing in lot of uh, technology in the high-end athletic space. Like how can we uh, digitize? So we have like some of those things around. How can we digitize the performance management of a top-notch athlete? Okay, who plays cricket or football or sports like that. These three, four areas are areas of interest. Uh, One is digitizing small businesses so that they can operate in this world. That is one. Second would be health and fitness. Third is ensuring learning, something around learning, building application around skilling and enhancement and industrial readiness. And the fourth one will be around uh, peak athletic fitness. Yeah, these are the four major areas we'll build applications on. There will be separate companies, different people will work on it. Like that's the idea. It's not one people, but yeah.
So basically, after the company or the application is ready to be released into the market, how are you planning to connect it with the real world and with the right clubs so that your company grows? Have you thought about it?
That's in the pipeline. So it's a function of focus at this point. So currently, like there are 10 things I have in my head. Okay, but the point is, all of them I don't do together because there is generally a constraint on how fast it can be done, right? So currently, we are purely focusing on digitizing small. That will be our saloon application. Second in pipeline is the health application, which I currently has created all the codes and all. Then we will, once we have free, they once our engineers become free, they will start building it, and that's where we'll take it up. So all of them we will not be able to do together. We'll sequentially take. We have to build stronger engineering teams for that, but that's the idea. Learning app is our priority at this point beyond the saloon application. So next we are going to, so first in pipeline the saloon app is going on. Second is the building the industry readiness program through digitizing. And so what we are trying to build is phygital. So it's a very famous word now. Phygital means physical plus digital. Okay, it's not a self-service platform where you come, you learn. That way nobody learns. Nobody in a 20-year-old is never motivated. I was also not motivated, don't worry. So it's very hard. So you need a bit of direction there. You need a bit of hand holding. And that's what we will be doing in the process. So digitizing small business is what we are working on now. Next priority for us is to build a learning app. Third will be health application, gamified health application, and then we'll take it up over a period of time. Many things I do in the back end and then bring it to the team because there is a talking and understanding their pain points, which takes time. And once it is ready, validated, then only the development starts. Cool, there we go.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Hoping to connect soon.
cool. Other questions? Only Devargo is asking what happened to others.
You can ask in Bengali also, not an issue.
লজ্জা পাওয়ার কিছু নেই, বাংলায় বল, কোনো ব্যাপার না।
হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ বলছিলাম দাদা আমি দেবাশিস দাস, আইটি সেকেন্ড ইয়ার। তো
হ্যাঁ
বলছিলাম আমি দেবাশিস দাস,
হ্যাঁ
আইটি
হ্যাঁ শুনতে
সেকেন্ড
পাচ্ছি,
ইয়ার।
বল।
হ্যাঁ বলছিলাম যে কোনো প্রি রিকুইজিট আছে যে আপনাদের কোর্স, মানে তোমাদের কোর্সেসে জয়েন করার জন্য, মানে কিছু
দিনে 1 ঘন্টা দিতে হবে, এটাই প্রি রিকুইজিট।
আর মেন থিং হচ্ছে তোমার ইন্টারেস্ট থাকা দরকার।
আচ্ছা
1 ঘন্টা দিবি বেসিক্যালি। দেখ বেসিক্যালি this is the only thing we cannot solve for, right? Like if you are not interested in building a long term high quality career, that is purely on you. আর ভয়, যেটা আমি হাইলাইট করার চেষ্টা করবো হচ্ছে ভয় পাওয়ার কিছু নেই, ঠিক আছে? এভরিথিং ইজ লার্নেবল আর সিকোয়েন্সিয়ালি হবে, কালকে হবে না, পরশু দিন হবে না, বাট ইফ ইউ ক্রিয়েট আ প্ল্যান অ্যারাউন্ড ইট, ইট ইজ ডুয়েবল, ঠিক আছে? প্রিরিকুইজিট হচ্ছে একটা আমাদের আপার লিমিট আছে, যে বেসিক্যালি এক পার কোহর্টে আমরা কতজনকে নেব, ঠিক আছে? বাট ডোন্ট ওয়ারি অ্যাবাউট ইট, ইউ উইল বি অ্যাডেড টু মাল্টিপল কোহর্টস. So give your nomination to Masood, Subarno or Vishwarupda. Like Subarno will be anyways hosting a Google form, put it there. And once we are done with the process, I would say we will have a quick chat with you guys, maybe 5 minutes each, to understand why you want to join. Okay? Create an answer around it. Why you want to join, what you want to do. Profession wise কোনো টেকনোলজি টুল ওরম বলার কিছু দরকার নেই, বাট why you want to join, how will it help you, what all you want to contribute to, a high level বললেই হবে, ঠিক আছে?
And what about fees? Is there any fees required?
No fees. এখন কোনো fees নেই. Basically we will build the product over next 1 year. If we see there is value, we are able to give value, it will be like nominal only, but like your 2 pizza kind of 2 pizza per month, it's a subscription business will end up building at the end. So if it works, then only.
Okay.
Next 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, enjoy it, I will say. Free. ठीक है?
Thank you.
Next. Should I start picking up? Vishwarupda.
অরিজিৎ,
হ্যাঁ বল বিশ্বরূপদা, মানে তুমি যদি 3-4 জন কেউ থাকে যার থেকে কোশ্চেন।
হ্যাঁ কোশ্চেন মোটামুটি আমাদের সব দিকগুলোই কভার করে নিচ্ছে। আমাদের দেওয়ারগত যা যা ছিল স্টুডেন্ট রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ, ও মোটামুটি কভার করে নিয়েছে, দেবাশিসও করলো। আর মনে হচ্ছে সেরকম কিছু নেই, আমাদের টাইম মোটামুটি অনেকটা এগিয়ে গেছে। এরপর তো যারা ইন্টারেস্টেড থাকবে ইন্টারেক্ট করবে, আমার মনে হচ্ছে এরপরে তাহলে এগিয়ে যাওয়া দরকার আছে, কারণ ম্যাডামরা আছেন। আমাদের টাইম শিডিউল 12:30 অবধি ছিল, এরপর ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস বা আদার্স গুলো আছে, ঠিক আছে? আমাদের মনে এগিয়ে
ঠিক আছে, আমরা এরপরে থাকবো ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস এর পরেও, ডোন্ট ওয়ারি, উই ক্যান ওয়েট। Yeah, Vishwarupda, you can start with the process of.
So next Saturday আমরা স্টার্ট করতে চলেছি, তাই তো?
30th, not next Saturday.
30th, okay.
Yeah. So next Saturday মধ্যে you guys should give nominations. Subarno will host something on Monday. Okay, Monday to Friday you guys will have 5 days. But একটা জিনিস মানে হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
ওকে, তাহলে সৌমিত স্যার আপনি।
Yes. Okay, yes, it has been actually a very enthralling, absorbing, and really mind-blowing session, whatever I have observed. And in this context, I must acknowledge everybody's deep involvement and interest for this session, irrespective of their technical branches or the domain knowledge of specialization. So now I am requesting HOD CSE to convey the vote of thanks for this webinar. Madam, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
To promote high standards in technical education, we have organized Industry Readiness Program GCECT WebTech Session 2 by our alumni members who have shared their knowledge, experiences, innovation, and inventions. They have gifted us such a nice program, managing their time from their busy schedule. Arijit Midda, who is our alumni, have given luminous speech how to success in the professional life with emergent field. All of you know his experience in industry like Capgemini, Accenture. Now he is the senior product manager of AB InWeb. Thank you, Arijit. A lot of thanks to you to come and deliver such a nice speech. Anupam Das, who is our alumni, have given an illustrative speech on how to develop yourself to achieve glorious future in industry. All of you know his experience in industry like at Accenture, Mercedes-Benz, Research and Development, North America Incorporation, Amazon. Now he is the tech lead of TCS. Thanks to Anupam for coming and delivering such a nice speech. Thanks to our principal sir who inspires us for conducting such a program. Thanks to our members of organizing committee, Dr. Arup Ghosh, Mr. Vishwarup Das, Mr. Orkodip Rai, and thanks to our HOD IT, Dr. Moshumi Moitro, and our faculty members, and also our alumni. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam.
I am requesting you, Soumi sir, concluding
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
program.
Thanks to HOD CSE also.
yes. I'm giving the concluding talk. So yes, thank you, madam. Now let's conclude this session with some of the specific acknowledgements. First of all, many thanks to both of our technical speakers, Orijit and Anupam, for presenting such a gainful and interactive session. And also it was fully knowledge enriching related to the various aspects of the current IT industry. Hence, I assume that all of us present here now having some idea about the skill requirements for the current IT industry, and I definitely expect that we will be able to organize such kind of crucial programs in future on a regular basis. Now, on behalf of our college, I really want to express my heartiest gratitude towards all the core committee members of GCECT and GCECT alumnus, that is the GCECT Alumni Association, for rendering their continuous support and motivation for this webinar. In this context, our special thanks goes to our principal sir, all the HODs, president, vice president, secretary, and other executive committee members of GCECT Alumni Association, whose continuous initiative and thrive for our student skill development really deserves a salute. Here, I must mention the contribution of two of our speakers also. They have who have voluntarily came forward and support the skill development initiative and wholeheartedly devoted their valuable time for this novel event. Actually, they have now opened our eyes in the sense that how much effort and progressive visions are required beyond the classroom boundaries to be able to cope up with the current job market scenarios. At last, but not the least, we all are really grateful to our college students for their active participation and involvement in this program. And I hope they will be immensely benefited from this gorgeous interactive session with the reputed industry professionals. And in future also, we'd like to see such kind of enthusiasm from their side. Finally, we would once again like to appreciate all the audiences present here for their patient hearing, interactions, and suggestions, and making this webinar a grand success. So thank you all for being with us throughout the session. And with this, I officially announce the closure of this webinar. Thank you all for your kind cooperation and support, and I hope to meet you again with such kind of webinars in near future. Thank you all.
হ্যাঁ, অরিজিৎ, এরপর কি কারো কিছু কোশ্চেন থাকলে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো?
We can wait for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Anupam, 15 minutes fine, no?
Yeah, we are fine with that.
হ্যাঁ, যদি স্টুডেন্টরা কিছু প্রশ্ন থাকে তাহলে তার সাথে ইন্টারেক্ট করতে পারো, এটা একটা সুযোগ আছে তোমাদের কাছে।
Yes, Devargo Anguli again from third year CSC.
Devargo একাই সবার কোশ্চেন করছিস।
Student, you can ask a question.
Yes, so it is apologies for this question beforehand. I would like to know, you have already said this, but I forgot it. So basically, I was asking Orijitda and Anupamda, what year were you pass outs from this college?
What?
About yourself. Like what year did you pass out from this college?
I am 10 and Anupam is 12.
Okay. Another request I would like to request to Orijit Da and Anupam Da is we would like to have you present in person. We would like to meet you in person in college. So if you can schedule one day in the near future, we would like to meet you in person. This is a request from all the students from GCCT.
Luck, as if say, I am in Kolkata at this point, so I can come, no problem. অনুপম তো জেনারেলি কলকাতাতেই থাকে, তো তো প্রবলেম হবে না, শনিবার দেখে আমরা করতে পারি, কোনো চাপ নেই।
Yes, that would be lovely.
very good proposal. ম্যাডাম আপনার আওয়াজ আসছে না?
হ্যাঁ, আনমিউট ম্যাডাম।
কল্পনা ম্যাম আপনি মিউট আছেন।
যে প্রোগ্রাম ফর ফিজিক্যাল মিট। হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে না?
হ্যালো, in the program for
শোনা
physical meet. Okay.
Yes.
ফার্স্ট ইয়ার থেকে কেউ কিছু প্রশ্ন থাকলে ফার্স্ট ইয়ারে আছে দেখতে পাচ্ছি আমি এখানে অর্কপ্রভ আছে। অর্কপ্রভ
ভয় পাচ্ছে নাকি?
অর্কপ্রভ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, না স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি কোনো কোশ্চেন নেই এই মুহূর্তে।
কিছু ইন্টারাকশন থাকলে, প্রশ্ন না থাকতে পারে, কিছু ইন্টারাকশন, এনি ইন্টারাকশন।
মানে দাদারা এত ভালো করে বুঝিয়েছে, কোনো প্রশ্ন নেই জুনিয়রদের।
হয় ফুল বুঝেছিস নাহলে কিছু বুঝিস না, দুটোই হয়।
না বোঝা গেছে, সব খুব সুন্দরভাবে বোঝা গেছে। ফোর্থ ইয়ার থেকে প্রত্যয় আছে, প্রত্যয় আমাদের ফোর্থ ইয়ারের প্রত্যয়কে দেখতে পাচ্ছি আমি।
কোনো মেয়ে কোয়েশ্চেন করেননি কিন্তু শোর না, আমাদের তো রিপ্রেজেন্টেশন দরকার তো।
হ্যাঁ ঠিক, আগে ঠিক আছে। প্রত্যয় কিছু যদি, হ্যাঁ প্রত্যয় কিছু বল, আমি দেখছি কি আছে।
Yeah, so really an interesting session. Actually,
লিংকডইনে পাঠিয়েও দিয়েছে আমার, যা দেখলাম।
Yeah, so actually like আপনাদের অভিজিৎ দা, অনুপম দা, তোমাদের যেগুলো like the this ইচ্ছা of giving back to the college is really interesting, and actually আমরা fourth year থেকে people who are working there right now. So we are also thinking of a similar kind of thing. So I think it would make sense to join you guys so that tomadero reach ta pare and we can also fulfill our wishes of giving back to the college in terms of helping students out and making them more ready for the industry. So I can promise you myself, I will contribute my time like even after passing out to give some kind of training, do sessions, workshops, or even general guidance with you guys. So I think that would really
perfect.
মেয়েদের থেকে আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি আছে কাসক নানিয়া। এনি কোশ্চেন? হ্যালো কাসক, ফার্স্ট ইয়ার,
সেকেন্ড ইয়ার থার্ড ইয়ার তো কোনো কোশ্চেন করছে না, ওদেরই তো
না। সেকেন্ড ইয়ার থেকে দেবাশিস করেছে, দেবাশিস দাস।
আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ।
থার্ড ইয়ার থেকে দেবার্গ করেছে, ফোর্থ ইয়ার থেকে প্রত্যয় করলো, ফার্স্ট ইয়ার থেকে অর্কপ্রভ। প্রীতি মাহাতো, এনি কোশ্চেন? হ্যালো প্রীতি, শোনা যাচ্ছে? কাসক, হ্যালো
কার্তিকও তো আছে, কার্তিক
দাস আছে।
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই।
না অসুবিধা নেই, সুবিধাটা কি আছে সেটা বল।
না ম্যাম, শুনলাম তো, আর ম্যাম দেবার্গ তো জিজ্ঞাসা করলো।
না কোনো প্রেসার নেই,
বলার থাকলে বল না, তোর কিছু বলার
ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করো। এমনি দাদাদের তুমি পেয়েছো, তোমরা এরকম সুযোগ তো আসে না ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করার। তোমরা এখন থার্ড ইয়ার, তোমরা তো আর এক বছর পর বেরোবে, তোমাদের তো
দেবার্গ আঙ্গুলি again from this side.
দেবার্গ কি তোকে কোশ্চেন পাঠাচ্ছে লোকেরা?
না অনুপম দাকে কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল, সেটা হচ্ছে লাইক when you were being introduced to the webinar, the companies like Amazon and Mercedes, they were a bit highlighted, and মানে আমাদেরও চোখে খুব হাইলাইটেড, শুনতে খুব হাইলাইটেড লেগেছে। সো পিপল আর interested to know your journey, like how you started off from this college and got into Amazon. So what was your journey like, if you could share that?
Very good question.
I have been passed out from college 2012. And after that, I did a training on Java. And then I went to Bangalore and I searched job there. And after 7 month, 8 month struggle, I got job in Amazon. So by that time and after joining the Amazon, and I have some dream companies at that time. In that I Mercedes Benz was one of them. So somehow I'm just looking for the how to crack there in interview. And after 4 years, I got a chance to crack there. So you just need to know means how to crack in company what they need means কোম্পানিতে জব পাওয়া মানে এই নয় কি তুমি জাস্ট মানে বিটেক পাস আউট তার মানে যে তুমি জব পাবে সেটা কখনো হয় না মানে উইথ বিটেক পাস আউট তোমাকে ওদের স্কিল সেটের সঙ্গে তোমাকে ম্যাচ করতে হবে এবং আহ, ভালো কোম্পানিতে পেতে গেলে তোমাকে মানে ইউ আর এ প্রোডাক্ট অ্যান্ড ইফ ইউ গোয়িং টু বাই এনিথিং ইন ইউর মার্কেট ইউ অলওয়েজ লুকিং ফর এ গুড প্রোডাক্ট দেয়ার মিনস যা পাবে সেটা তুমি তুলবে না সবসময় তুমি দেখবে যে কোনটা ভালো প্রোডাক্ট তুমি ওটাকে দেখবে মার্কেট ফিডব্যাক দেখবে তারপর তুমি ইউজ করে দেখবে তুমি ওটাকে মানে সামহাও মিনস আমাদের ক্ষেত্রে ইফ ইউ আর সফটওয়্যার ইঞ্জিনিয়ার যে কেউ আসবে তখন আমাদেরকে দেখবে যে হাউ গুড উই আর ইন টেকনোলজিস হোয়াট দে আর লুকিং ফর অ্যান্ড আমাদের ইফ আই এম ফিট উইথ দেম দেয়ার টেকনোলজি দেন অনলি ইউ আর crack that company otherwise no means only btech and these things btech is a gate means your btech engineer that is a gate means you just get the opportunity to apply that for that company but to crack that you need to have the skill sets.
So, like, what is the work culture difference if you had to compare your start of the journey with Amazon and right now you are at TCS right now? So, what was the difference in work culture that you can compare?
Now I'm in service based company. Before that I started my career in product based company. So product based company more on quality. Okay, they looking for more on quality. Whatever they are doing, they're working on the niche technologies and what are the latest technologies in markets. So they are using those things and always optimizing the things means agar, if you think that Amazon for if you search something and if you Amazon or Flipkart you searching some product and for getting that product you are waiting for 5 minutes, are you going to use that Amazon or Flipkart? That user experience will be very bad, right? So optimize the software and these things, everything is quality work, everything you will get in product based companies. Service based also you will get that whatever that toughest things means they you need a manpower and you need to solve very quickly. Those things you will get challenging environment you will get in service based. Means challenging environment you'll get service and quality works you'll get in product base. So this is the difference actually what I found.
Thank you so much for answering that.
Final point would be if you want to know about Amazon's working culture, there is a very good book written by ex-Amazon employees. It's called Walking Backwards. Okay. So how Amazon works, there is a clear structure, working backwards. বলে একটা বই আছে, you can read it.
Anupam, before you joined Amazon as starting of a career, were you during that 7 to 8 months period that you mentioned, did you effectively and dedicatedly work for cracking an interview for Amazon, or were you working in a very generalized way and you got this opportunity in Amazon and it lined with your career?
I work on my skills actually because initially I told right that company will check your knowledge and your skill sets. I'm not looking for only Amazon. I'm just work on my skill set. Once it is this up to the mark, then only I went to companies and I cracked. And Amazon is one of them. I got that time 6 offers, so I joined to Amazon that time.
Okay, thank you.
Just to summarize, like if you get job out of college, you will do good. If you don't get, you will do even better. Just to let you know. তো টেনশন নেওয়ার কোনো ব্যাপার নেই।
Try to interrupt you. Shumid Rajok raised his hand.
Hello.
হ্যাঁ অরিজিৎ দা,
হুম হুম
আমার তোমাকে একটা কোশ্চেন আছে। তুমি যে পিপিটিটা দেখালে ওখানে ছিল ডেটা সায়েন্সের রোড ম্যাপ। তো আমার
হুম।
কোশ্চেন হচ্ছে যে ওই ডেটা সায়েন্সের যে পাইথন আছে ওটা কতটা করা দরকার, মানে মিনিমাম যেটা করলে ডেটা সায়েন্সে একটু ইমপ্রুভ করা যাবে পাইথনে?
পাইথন মানে পাইথনের উপরেই ডেটা সায়েন্স বেস্ট অ্যাকচুয়ালি।
মানে
যত
পুরোটাই করতে হবে না, লাইব্রেরি কিছু কিছু করলেই হয়ে যাবে?
না পুরোটা করতে মানে দেখ এটা এই এই পুরো রোড ম্যাপটা করতে লোকের 10 বছর লাগে, ঠিক আছে? The point is first you have to find out, do you want to be a data scientist or not? It's not an easy job to be a data scientist. I in my company work with around 20 IIT graduates, IIT Madras, IIT Bombay আর IIT Kharagpur, ঠিক আছে? ডেটা সায়েন্টিস্ট আর প্রোডাক্ট ম্যানেজমেন্টের রোল কিন্তু 14-16 ঘন্টা ডেলি। ইফ ইউ ডোন্ট লাইক ইট, ঠিক আছে, এক্সস্ট হয়ে যাবে। তো ফার্স্টে লেট আস ফাইন্ড আউট কি তোর ডেটা নিয়ে অ্যানালিসিস করতে, ডেটা নিয়ে সারাক্ষণ থাকতে, ডেটা থেকে ইনসাইট জেনারেট করতে ভালো লাগে কিনা, ঠিক আছে? উড ইউ লাইক টু স্পেন্ড, তো ধর অ্যাপ্লিকেশন দেখ ওই গুগল করলে ডেটা সায়েন্স ইজ দ্য কুলেস্ট জব এগুলো আসে, ঠিক আছে? কুলেস্ট জব তো হতেই পারে, বাট ইউ হ্যাভ টু লাইক ইট অলসো, ওকে? ডোন্ট ওয়ারি,
ওকে,
ঠিক আছে?
থ্যাংক ইউ।
ডেটা সায়েন্সে ইউ হ্যাভ টু স্পেন্ড আ লট অফ টাইম, ইটস ভেরি ডিটেলড। আর ডেটা সায়েন্সের একটা জেনারেল এবিলিটিও আছে, বেসিক্যালি যেটাকে ডেটা অ্যানালিস্ট বলে, ঠিক আছে? ডেটা অ্যানালিস্টরা বেসিক্যালি হয়তো মডেল বানায় না, বাট ওদেরও কাজ হচ্ছে পাওয়ার বিআই ড্যাশবোর্ড বানানো, ট্যাবলোতে ড্যাশবোর্ড বানানো, ঠিক আছে? 3 টাইপের অ্যানালিসিস হয়: ডেসক্রিপটিভ অ্যানালিটিক্স, ডায়াগনস্টিক অ্যানালিটিক্স অ্যান্ড প্রেসক্রিপটিভ অ্যানালিটিক্স, ঠিক আছে? ডেসক্রিপটিভ ইজ হোয়াট হ্যাজ অলরেডি হ্যাপেন্ড, ওটাকে একটা স্টোরি থ্রু বোঝানো, ঠিক আছে? যারা একটু লো অন টেকনিক্যাল স্কিলস, বিজনেস পিপল, তারা ওটা প্রেফার করে, ঠিক আছে? ডায়াগনস্টিক হচ্ছে ওটা থেকে কোনো অ্যানালিসিস ক্রিয়েট করা যায় কিনা। আর প্রেসক্রিপটিভ হচ্ছে বেসড অন দ্যাট ক্যান উই প্রেডিক্ট সামথিং, লাইক ফর এক্সাম্পল ইফ আই গিভ ইউ হিস্টোরিক্যাল সেলস ডেটা, ক্যান ইউ টেল হোয়াট উইল বি দ্য ফিউচার সেলস, ঠিক আছে? আমার মার্কেটিং স্পেন্ডস যদি বলে দিই তোর হিস্টোরিক্যালি, ক্যান ইউ টেল মি লাইক উইচ চ্যানেলস টু ইনভেস্ট অন, এরকম প্রচুর সাপ্লাই চেন অপটিমাইজেশনের প্রবলেম হয়, প্রকিউরমেন্ট অপটিমাইজেশনের প্রবলেম হয়, ঠিক আছে? মার্কেটিং চ্যানেল প্রচুর ইউজ কেস আছে, ঠিক আছে, ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে। ওটাই বেসিক্যালি ইটস এ ভেরি ইন্টারেস্টিং এরিয়া। সব কোম্পানি এখন ডেটা ড্রিভেন হচ্ছে। অ্যাট সাম লেভেল ইউ হ্যাভ টু মেক সেন্স অফ ডেটা, ওটা হচ্ছে গিভেন হয়ে গেছে, মানে জল খাওয়ার মতো হয়ে গেছে। জল যেরকম আমাদের খেতে হবে ওরকম ভাবেই তোর বেসিক্যালি ডেটা পেলে যাতে ডেটা থেকে তুই রিজনিং করতে পারিস, দিস ইজ দ্য ইনসাইট, এরকম একটা ব্যাপার, ঠিক আছে?
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আর আস্তে আস্তে হবে, মানে তোর রোড ম্যাপ দেখলেই তুই কালকে করতে পারবি না, বাকিরা 7 বছর
এই জন্য
নিয়েছে।
তো আমাদের কোর্সটা 15 দিনের কোর্স না বা 1 মাসের কোর্স নয়, এটা পুরো 2 বছর 3 বছরের কোর্স, যাতে প্রত্যেক দিন একটু একটু করে আমরা প্রোগ্রেস করিয়ে লাস্টে মাস্টার্স করবো, মানে একদিনেই বলবো না যে।
আর কলেজ থেকে বেরিয়ে গেলেও শেষ হবে না, নতুন লাইব্রেরি
হ্যাঁ,
ফাংশন লেখা হবে, ঠিক আছে? জেনারেলি নতুন লাইব্রেরি ফাংশন লেখা হবে, ইন্ডাস্ট্রির নতুন অ্যাপ্লিকেশন আসবে, ঠিক আছে? যেমন এখন এলএলএম চলছে না, অনিন্দিতা, এখন এলএলএম অ্যাপ্লিকেশনটা যেরকম চলছে, লার্জ ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ মডেল, ট্রান্সফর্মার আর্কিটেকচার, ল্যাংচেন, লামা ইন্ডেক্স, এইগুলো এখন পুরো মার্কেটে চলছে। তো বেসিক্যালি 1 বছর আগে যারা ডেটা সায়েন্টিস্ট করেছে তারা এগুলো জানে না, তারাও শিখছে, অন দ্য জবই শিখছে। আমরাই আমাদের কোম্পানিতে একটা এন্টারপ্রাইজ চ্যাট জিপিটি বানাচ্ছি, ঠিক আছে? তো বেসিক্যালি যেরম ভাবে তোরা চ্যাট জিপিটি বা বার্ড এআই ইউজ করিস, আমাদের এন্টারপ্রাইজ এমপ্লয়িরা ওটা ইউজ করতে পারবে, তো ওটার জন্য শিখছে। তো দ্যাট ইজ হাউ ইট ইজ ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে, মানে কোনো হার্ড অ্যান্ড ফাস্ট রুল নেই, ইউ স্টার্ট সামওয়্যার আর কন্টিনিউয়াসলি লার্ন অ্যান্ড ডেলিভার, দ্যাট ইজ অল। হ্যাঁ অনিন্দিতা।
দাদা বলছি যে বিভিন্ন রকম, মানে আমরা যদি কোনো সেগমেন্টে যেতে চাই, লাইক ডেটা সায়েন্স অর ওয়েব ডেভেলপমেন্ট অ্যান্ড মেনি মোর মানে যে কোনো হাই লেভেলে, মানে কোনো কিছু করতে গেলে বা কোন লাইনে বা কোন ট্র্যাকে যেতে চাইছি, তার উপর বেস করে ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল কোর্স আর তার বেস করে বিভিন্ন রকম কোর্সেস আর তার যে মানে যেই যেই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ জানা প্রয়োজন বা যে যে কোর্স করা ম্যান্ডেটারি সেগুলো করছি, বাট সেখান থেকে মানে বিভিন্ন রকম স্কিলস লাগে, দ্যাটস ওকে, দ্যাটস এফেক্টিভ, বাট তার মাঝে সামহাউ মানে ট্র্যাক থেকে কি বলবো সরে যাওয়া, যেটা তো এখানে বিভিন্ন রকম স্কিলস থাকে, তো উইথ স্কিলস আর মোর ম্যান্ডেটারি, মানে এটা কিভাবে চুজ করবো, লাইক মানে
which skills are more mandatory? লাইক একটা হচ্ছে টেকনোলজি, মানে কোন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইউজ করছি ইজ নট দ্য প্রাইমারি থিং। ওকে, সো ওয়েন আই স্টার্টেড কোডিং আই ইউজ টু ডু ইন জাভা, ঠিক আছে? তো তখন স্প্রিং হাইবারনেট ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক হতো, ঠিক আছে? নেক্সট যে ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক এলো এখন তোর ফ্রন্ট এন্ডে রিয়াক্ট চলে এসছে, নেক্সট জেএস চলে এসছে। তো ফ্রেমওয়ার্কে কনসেন্ট্রেট করবি না, বেসিক্যালি আমরা ইয়াং সুবর্ণকে আমি ওটাই বলি সবসময়। তো ফার্স্ট জিনিস হচ্ছে ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক না, ঠিক আছে? ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক হচ্ছে framework is like a browser, okay?
একটা মিডিয়াম একটা।
So basically you can have Chrome, you can have Mozilla, you can have this that browser. At the core it is command line interface. DOS is static, Linux is static. So same way তোদের যেটা একটু হাই লেভেল আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং হওয়া উচিত যে পেজটা রেন্ডার হয় কিরকম ভাবে অ্যাপ্লিকেশনের পয়েন্ট অফ ভিউ থেকে, জাভাস্ক্রিপ্ট, সিএসএস, তারপরে তোর পেজ রেন্ডারিং, এইসব জিনিস স্ট্যাটিক জিনিস, ঠিক আছে? তো আই উড সে কি তুই যে কোনো জিনিস মানে অনেক কিছু শেখার আছে, একসাথে সব কটা শিখতে পারবি না, ঠিক আছে? ফার্স্ট ইন্টারেস্ট ফাইন্ড আউট করাটা
না, মানে আমার ওয়েব ডেভেলপমেন্টের দিকে যাওয়ার ইচ্ছা আছে।
ঠিক আছে, এবার ওয়েব ডেভেলপমেন্ট হলো, তো এটা ওয়েব ডেভেলপমেন্ট যদি তুই ক্লিয়ার, হাউ ডু ইউ কেম টু দ্য কনক্লুশন দ্যাট ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু বি আ ওয়েব ডেভেলপার?
হ্যাঁ, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য, মানে সেটাই, মানে কোন কোন স্কিল বা কোন কোন কোর্স করতে হবে, দ্যাট ইজ
না না কোর্স বলছি ওটা তো তুই সেকেন্ড স্টেপ।
চয়েসটা
why have you chosen web development? Generally you know somebody who has done web development and did really well, that is how we pick up generally, ঠিক আছে? তো that doesn't mean you will be good at it, you don't know that। কি বললাম বুঝছিস? তোর হয়তো ডেটা সায়েন্সে ইন্টারেস্ট থাকতে পারে, ঠিক আছে? ডেটা ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ইন্টারেস্ট থাকতে পারে, তোর প্রোডাক্ট ম্যানেজমেন্ট ইন্টারেস্ট থাকতে পারে। ফার্স্টে একটু ব্যাকে গিয়ে আই উইল সে কি উইল ফাইন্ড দ্যাট আউট ফর ইউ, কারণ এখন তুই আর প্রত্যেক কটা প্রফেশন ইজ ইকুয়ালি ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইন আইটি, ঠিক আছে?
আর তোমাকে এক্সপ্লোরও করতে হবে এখানটা যে তুমি কিসে ভালো। তুমি শুনেছো একটা ওয়েব টেকনোলজি যে ওয়েব ডেভেলপমেন্ট হয়, তুমি বাকিগুলো এখনো জানো না যে ওগুলোতে কি হয়। ওগুলো তুমি যখন এক্সপ্লোর করবে দেন ইউ গেট টু নো দ্যাট ইন হোয়াট ইউ আর গুড। তারপর তুমি স্টার্ট করবে, মানে সব ক্যারিয়ারই তোমার আইটিতে সব ক্যারিয়ারই ভালো। এবার তোমাকে জানতে হবে তুমি কোনটায় বেটার। তো ওখানে আমি আর অরিজিৎদা তোমাদেরকে গাইড করবো।
যেটা হবে আদারওয়াইজ, যেটা যেহেতু তোকে সবাইকেই বলছে ইউ গাইজ হ্যাভ টু ওয়েট কোয়াইট সাম টাইম ইন আ ডে, ঠিক আছে? শুরুর দিকে হয় আস্তে আস্তে তোরা ট্রেনিং হওয়ার পরে মানে হয়তো 10 ঘন্টা 12 ঘন্টা ইউ হ্যাভ টু ওয়ার্ক, ঠিক আছে? ইউ ক্যান নট ডু দ্যাট ইফ ইউ ডোন্ট লাইক ইট, ঠিক আছে? তো ইউ শুড সলভ দিস পার্ট ফার্স্ট। কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স আমরা ফিক্স হয়ে গেছি যে হ্যাঁ তোরা সবাই কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স আইটি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে থাকবে, বাট এখানে না 8টা-9টা প্রফেশন আছে, ঠিক আছে? ওর মধ্যে অনেক গ্র্যানুলারিটি আছে, তো ওটা যত তাড়াতাড়ি ক্র্যাক করে নেবে তত ভালো। কারণ মানে ইটস ভেরি হার্ড টু ডু সামথিং উইচ ইউ ডোন্ট ওয়ান্ট টু ডু ফর ভেরি লং আওয়ার্স, ঠিক আছে? একদিন একটু করে দিলেই ঠিক আছে, বাট বছরের পর বছর ইট উইল বি ভেরি হার্ড ফর ইউ টু ডু সামথিং উইচ ইউ হ্যাভ নো ইন্টারেস্ট ইন ডুইং, ঠিক আছে? তো আর এখন অত চাপও নেই, আগেকার দিন লোকে করতাম বেসিক্যালি। এখন আমি যা বুঝি ইয়োর জেনারেশন জেন জি, you guys are like if you don't like it you will not do it, correct? So that way also it is very aligned. So we'll go through the phase. Anindita, if you are very clear it's not a problem that I want to do web development, in that case we pick any front end framework that web development তো এখন না, এখন রোলটাকে বলা হয় ফুল স্ট্যাক ডেভেলপার, ঠিক আছে? এবার ফুল স্ট্যাক ডেভেলপার লোকে অনেক দিনে হয়, ঠিক আছে? অনুপম এখন ব্যাক এন্ড ডেভেলপার। এবার ব্যাক এন্ডে নোডে ব্যাকএন্ড শিখতে পারিস, পাইথনে ব্যাকএন্ড শিখতে পারিস। কেউ ফ্রন্ট এন্ড হতে চাইলে সে রিয়াক্ট শিখবে, এইচটিএমএল, জাভাস্ক্রিপ্ট, তারপরে সে শিখবে তোর
অ্যাঙ্গুলার আছে,
অ্যাঙ্গুলার, নেক্সট জেএস, এগুলো যে কোনো একটা পিক করলেই হবে, কোনো হট বলে কিছু নেই, ঠিক আছে? কারণ সব কটা ঘুরিয়ে ফিরিয়ে সব পেজ আলটিমেটলি তোর সিএসএস জাভাস্ক্রিপ্টই তৈরি হয়, ঠিক আছে? তো
আলটিমেটলি ব্রাউজার HTML5 বা জাভাস্ক্রিপ্টই বোঝে, আর কিছু বোঝে না।
তো বেসিক্যালি অ্যামাজনে ডিসকাস করছিলাম আমরা, জেফ বেজোসের খুব ফেমাস পয়েন্ট আছে, নেভার ট্রাই টু ক্যাচ আ ট্রেন্ড, ঠিক আছে? ডু সামথিং এন্ড ওয়েট ফর দ্য নেক্সট ট্রেন্ড। সারা জীবন যদি ক্যাচ ট্রেন্ড করতে যাস সবসময় ট্রেন্ড মিস করে যাবে, ঠিক আছে? কিছু কোর স্কিল সেট দরকার। তুই কি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন বানাতে পারিস? তুই অ্যাপ্লিকেশনের ফার্স্ট প্রিন্সিপাল বুঝিস যে কিরকম ভাবে ডেটা স্টোর হয়, কিরকম ভাবে ডেটা রিট্রিভ হয়, কিরকম ভাবে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন রেন্ডার হয়, এই জিনিসগুলো ইম্পর্টেন্ট। যেমন যার ম্যাথ স্ট্রং তার পক্ষে কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স পিক করা খুব একটা টাফ জিনিস না, কারণ লজিক্যাল থিঙ্কিং। যার ম্যাথ স্ট্রং সে বেসিক্যালি ফিজিক্সেও ভালো হবে। তো বেসিক্যালি কোর স্কিলে, কারণ না আজকে নেক্সট আছে, কালকে কেউ নেক্সট জেএস প্লাস প্লাস আনবে, তুই যদি কন্টিনিউয়াসলি এই টেনশনে থাকিস যে নতুন ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক আসবে, ঠিক আছে, তাহলে ভয় পেয়ে যাবি। কিন্তু কোর কিছু জিনিস কোনোদিন চেঞ্জ হয় না, ঠিক আছে। কারণ এখনো যে তোর যত এই যে যত পেজ দেখছি যেগুলো সব সিএসএস, এইচটিএমএল আর জাভাস্ক্রিপ্টের খেলা, উপরে যতই ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক লাগুক আলটিমেটলি ঘুরিয়ে ফিরিয়ে ওটাতেই আসবে, ঠিক আছে। তো কোডটা বুঝে নিলেই কোনো ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক তুলতে অসুবিধা হবে না। আমি জাভাতে কাজ করতাম, এখন লোকে নোট জেএস এইসবে কাজ করে, নোট এতে। অনুপম এখনো জাভা স্প্রিং বুটে কাজ করে, কারণ ও ব্যাংকরা এইসব কাটিং এজ টেকনোলজিতে বিশ্বাস করে না, ঠিক আছে। ব্যাংকরা স্টেবল, হাইলি সিকিউর এইসব টেকনোলজি। স্প্রিং বুট বলে যে ফ্রেমওয়ার্কটা, ওটা স্প্রিং এরই পার্ট। আমরা যখন করতাম ওটাকে স্প্রিং হাইবারনেট বলতো, এখন স্প্রিং বুট হচ্ছে ওটারই ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক। তো ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক ইজ নট ইম্পর্টেন্ট, কোর প্রিন্সিপাল যেটা আছে অ্যাপ্লিকেশনে ওটা বুঝতে হবে, তারপরে যে কোনো একটা ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক নিলেই চলবে।
আর এর মানে এই নয় কি আমি জাভা জানি মানে আজকে সুবর্ণ নোট যে এসে কোড লিখছে আমি ওটা বুঝতে পারছি না, আমি ওকে ওখানেও গাইড করছি এখানে এই লাইনে এতটা। মানে তোমার মেন স্ট্রেংথ হওয়া উচিত যে কোডিং এর তোমার আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিংটা, লজিক্যাল পার্টটা সবসময় ইম্পর্টেন্ট। এটা নয় যে কি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে আমি ডেভেলপ করছি। মানে তুমি যদি ফ্র্যাঙ্কলি আমি তোমাকে একটা বলে রাখছি, ধরো আজকে তুমি অ্যামাজনে বা যে কোনো প্রোডাক্ট বেসে, বড় প্রোডাক্ট বেস কোম্পানিতে তুমি যে ইন্টারভিউ দিতে যাও, ওখানে কিন্তু ওরা ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজের কখনো এই রাখে না, মার্জিনই রাখে না। ওখানে গিয়ে ওরা তোমাকে জাস্ট প্রবলেম দেয়, ইউ ক্যান রাইট ইন এনি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ। ইভেন তুমি সুডো কোডও লেখো, যেন লাইন বাই লাইন যদি বলো এরপর এটা করবো এরপর এটা করবো, এটা তো ওরা ওকে। দ্যাটস মিনস দে আর মোর ফোকাস অন লজিক্যাল পার্ট।
তো বেসিক্যালি ইন ফিউচার যেটা হবে, এখন যে তোরা ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ লিখছিস ওটার এক্সিস্ট করবে না, এখন প্রচুর রেপলিট বলে টুল এসছে। ওরা যেটা করবে সেটা হচ্ছে একটা প্রম্পটিং এর একটা ইন্টারফেস দিয়ে দেবে, ঠিক আছে। গিটহাব কোপাইলট বলে একটা কনসেপ্ট আছে, এখন কিছুই না, বেসিক্যালি তুই ইউ ক্যান রাইট দ্যাট গিভ মি অ্যাড, আই উইল সে সিম্পল, খুব সিম্পল এক্সাম্পল দিচ্ছি, অ্যাড রাইট মি অ্যাড ফাংশনালিটি ইউজিং জাভা অর পাইথন where you can use only two variables, এরকম একটা খুবই সিম্পল এক্সাম্পল দিলাম, ঠিক আছে। তুই ফ্রন্ট এন্ডে তো লিখলি ইংলিশে, ঠিক আছে, they will generate you code in python, they will generate you code whichever language you want, like java, they can help you generate. So basically what exactly you are doing, you are writing in english now, যেটা ফিউচার ইজ রাইটিং ইন ইংলিশ, ঠিক আছে। গিটহাবে কোপাইলট বলে একটা ফিচার আছে। এনভিডিয়া কোম্পানির নাম কেউ শুনেছিস? এনভিডিয়া যারা বেসিক্যালি অ্যাক্সিলারেটেড কম্পিউট বানায়, ঠিক আছে, যাদের উপরে অ্যামাজন এ সব ডিপেন্ডেন্ট, ওরা যদি চিপ বানানো বন্ধ করে দেয় পৃথিবী শেষ, ডান। দে কেম উইথ সামথিং কল অ্যাক্সিলারেটেড কম্পিউটিং। তো ওদের ফাউন্ডারই ওটা বলে যে বেসিক্যালি ফিউচারে কোডিং ইংলিশেই হবে। কোডিং ইজ অল নট অ্যাবাউট ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, কোডিং ইজ অ্যাবাউট লজিক্যাল থিঙ্কিং, ঠিক আছে। মানে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজের যে অ্যাডভান্টেজ ছিল যে আমি জাভা জানি, ওটা কিন্তু চলে যাচ্ছে, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ট্রেন্ড। যে আমি জাভাতে লিখতে পারি ওটার আর কোনো অ্যাডভান্টেজ নেই, এখন অ্যাডভান্টেজ হচ্ছে ক্যান আই লজিক্যালি থিঙ্ক হাউ টু রাইট। ওটা যখন পারবি তাহলে তুই ইংলিশেও প্রম্পট করতে পারিস। দেয়ার আর লট অফ অ্যাপ্লিকেশন, যেমন এখনই যদি তুই চ্যাট জিপিটিতে গিয়ে লিখিস, চ্যাট জিপিটি তোকে কোড দিয়ে দেবে, ঠিক আছে। চ্যাট জিপিটি উইল ইটসেলফ গিভ ইউ দ্য পাইথন ভার্সন অফ দ্য কোড, ইট উইল গিভ ইউ দ্য জাভা ভার্সন অফ দ্য কোড, কারণ সব স্ট্যাক ওভারফ্লোতেই বিল্ড করা। তো ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইজ নট দ্য ফার্স্ট থিং, ফার্স্ট ইজ লজিক্যাল থিঙ্কিং, আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং দ্য ফার্স্ট প্রিন্সিপালস, ঠিক আছে। ক্লিয়ার? এনি মোর কোয়েশ্চেন্স?
সৃজন এসছে, সৃজন।
Hello, Dada. I have a question. Myself, Srijan Majumdar from third year IT. Dada, am I audible?
Audible.
Dada, I have a question that you mentioned in your slide the edge computing part. So, could you please explain about edge computing domain? How is it works in the real world industry?
একটু জোরে বলবি, আমি একটু অসুবিধা হচ্ছে শুনতে।
Dada, you showed about the edge computing part in your slide. So, how this edge computing domain works in a real world industry?
হ্যাঁ, তো এজ কম্পিউটিং আমি একটা সাইডে একটা প্রোডাক্ট বানাচ্ছিলাম, ঠিক আছে। এজ কম্পিউটিং, ডু ইউ হ্যাভ আইডিয়া অ্যাবাউট হোয়াট ইজ এজ কম্পিউটিং?
Means a little bit about that how means the edge is being translated into a cloud storage area, how we put that.
না, ওটা রিভার্স। বেসিক্যালি কি হয়েছে, বেসিক্যালি এখন আমরা যে কোনো ওয়েবসাইটের সাথে যদি রিঅ্যাক্ট করি, রাইট, what we generally do is there is a server center. Every cloud services will have a data storage center, right? That is what you are pretty much interacting with. মানে আমি যদি তুই যদি এখন মিন্ত্রাতে যাস কোনো প্রোডাক্ট কিনিস, মিন্ত্রার যে পেজটা আসবে, প্রোডাক্ট আসবে, সেগুলো সবই একটা ব্যাকএন্ডে একটা ক্লাউড ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচারে হোস্টেড, কারেক্ট? এজ কম্পিউটিং হচ্ছে এজের কথাটার মানেই হচ্ছে ওই অ্যাপ্লিকেশনটার মধ্যেই সবকিছু থাকবে। What do you need? You need, for an application, you need storage, you need compute, you need the logic to be embedded. এজ কম্পিউটিং এর তো যদি গুগল করিস, রাসবেরি পাই বলে একটা প্রোডাক্ট আছে, রাসবেরি পাই, ঠিক আছে? তো আমি রাসবেরি পাইতে একটা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন বানাচ্ছিলাম, এজ ডিভাইস, ওটা ক্লাউডে যায় না, আমি লজিকটাও রাসবেরি পাইতে রাখতাম, ঠিক আছে? ওর মধ্যেই মিনিমাম স্টোরেজ আছে, তো মডেলটাও ডিপ্লয় করা যাবে। থার্ড হচ্ছে ওর মধ্যেই সবকিছু হবে, কিন্তু ওটা বেশি বড় অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করা যায় না, ওটা সিকিউর অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করা যায়। মানে কেউ যদি ওর ডেটা সবার সাথে শেয়ার করতে না চায়, যখন তুই ক্লাউডে কোনো ডেটা রাখিস, ইউ আর শেয়ারিং উইথ আদার্স, নো? কারোর যদি এরকম কোনো রিকোয়ারমেন্ট থাকে, আই ওয়ান্ট টু কিপ মাই ডেটা উইথ মাইসেলফ, ওই টাইপ অফ জায়গাতে এজ কম্পিউটিং ইউজফুল। তোর আইওটি ডিভাইস ইজ আ অ্যাপ্লিকেশন অফ এজ কম্পিউটিং কাইন্ড অফ। আমার কোম্পানিতে, মানে আমার তো বিয়ার কোম্পানি, বেসিক্যালি বার্ডওয়াইজার, করোনা, এইসব যত বিয়ার আছে এগুলো আমাদের কোম্পানি প্রডিউস করে। তো যত ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং প্ল্যান্ট আছে ওখানে আইওটি ডিভাইস সব চিপ লাগানো থাকে প্ল্যান্টে, ঠিক আছে? হিট টেম্পারেচার সব কটা ক্যাপচার করে ওরা, ঠিক আছে? কন্টিনিউয়াসলি তোর অ্যাপ্লায়েন্স মনিটরিং হয়, এজ ডিভাইস থেকে স্টোরেজে পাঠায়, আর স্টোরেজের পিছনে আমরা মডেল রান করে ইনফারেন্সিং দিই, ঠিক আছে? সো দ্যাট ইজ হাউ ইট রানস।
আর দাদা কি টাইপের অ্যালগরিদম মানে ওখানে ইউজ করা হয়, মানে মডেল?
এই যে পাইথনও আছে, এই যে পাইথনও এজ করা যায়, লো লেভেল কোডিংও হয়, ওরকম কোনো স্পেশাল নেই। আলটিমেটলি তুই বললাম যে কোনো ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে লিখে তোর আলটিমেটলি এজে লো লেভেল কোডিংই বেটার। পাইথনটা বেসিক্যালি একটু তুই লো লেভেল কোডিং করবি তুই আরো ভালো ডিটেলে করতে পারবি, ঠিক আছে? আর যদি তোর এনভিডিয়ার ইকোসিস্টেমে কাজ করতে হয়, এনভিডিয়া হ্যাজ আ প্ল্যাটফর্ম কল কুডা, CUDA, ঠিক আছে? কুডাতেও বেসিক্যালি, কুডাতে প্রচুর ডেভেলপাররা ইঞ্জিনস বানায় যেটার উপরে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন বিল্ড হয়, ঠিক আছে? ওটা 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 বেসিক্যালি আউট অফ, ওটার জন্য তোকে প্রপার মাস্টার্স করা উচিত একদম ডিটেলে, ঠিক আছে? আই উড রিকমেন্ড, ইফ ইউ রিয়েলি ওয়ান্ট টু গেট ইনটু হার্ডওয়্যার ইজ অলসো আ কামিং আপ ফিল্ড, you should ideally do a very detailed masters on it. জার্মানিতে গিয়ে ভালো করে ডিটেলসে মাস্টার্স করতে পারিস, ওখানে মারাত্মক হার্ডকোর ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং হয় অ্যাবাউট হার্ডওয়্যার, দেন ইউ ক্যান বিল্ড সামথিং অফ ইউর ওন। মানে ওটা খুবই, ইন্ডিয়াতে ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচার একটু লিমিটেড ওটা।
Means Dada, in recent times in the 5G networks we are working in, the edge computing part also come along with that. Means the government is also working with this 5G technology along with edge computing part. So that's why
না মানে আমি জেনারেলি কি হয়, বেসিক্যালি আমি ফার্স্টে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন ভাবি, তারপরে টেকনোলজি ভাবি, ঠিক আছে? তো তুই যেটা করছিস ওটা কারেক্ট, ওটা ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিংদের করা উচিত, টিঙ্কারিং করা বলে ওটাকে। ইউ শুড টিঙ্কার উইথ নিউ টেকনোলজি দ্যাট ইজ কামিং ইন অ্যান্ড কন্টিনিউয়াসলি ট্রাইং টু ফিট ইন, ওটাও আমি করি। বাট জেনারেলি আমি যেটা করি হচ্ছে, আমার অত ডিপে আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং নেই, বাট আই ডু হ্যাভ আ লট অফ ফ্রেন্ডস যারা তোর এজ কম্পিউটিং অনেক কাজ টাজ করে, ঠিক আছে? রাসবেরি পাইতে আমরা বানিয়েছিলাম একটা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন, রাসবেরি পাই গুগল করতে পারিস, ঠিক আছে? রাসবেরি পাইতে আমরা বানিয়েছিলাম।
আর দাদা কুডা একটা মানে ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক আছে, মানে ওটা কি একটা ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক টাইপ কিছু?
কুডা হচ্ছে মানে তুই হোয়াট ইউ ক্যান থিঙ্ক ইজ অ্যাক্সিলারেটেড প্রোগ্রামিং। ওয়াই ইজ এনভিডিয়া, আচ্ছা মানে চিপ মেকিং এ দেয়ার আর 2-3 মেজর কোম্পানিজ। ইন্টেল তো সবাই শুনেছিস, কারণ ইন্টেলের চিপ আমরা ছোটবেলা থেকে ইউজ করি, সিপিইউটা পুরোটাই ইন্টেলের ছিল, ঠিক আছে? নেক্সট যেটা কোম্পানি আছে AMD বলে একটা কোম্পানি আছে, আর এনভিডিয়া এখন সবাইকে বিট করে দিয়েছে। তো আগে যেটা ছিল সেটা হচ্ছে সিপিইউ ছিল, ঠিক আছে? সিপিইউর একটা লিমিটেশন আছে, ও প্যারালাল প্রসেসিং করতে পারে না, ঠিক আছে? আর সিপিইউ ইজ রেস্ট্রিক্টেড বাই হোয়াট দে কল ইট দ্য মুরস ল। মুরস ল পড়েছিস তোরা? ফিজিক্সের দ্বারা বাইন্ড, মানে তুই চিপ ছোট করতে করতে there is a minimum size যার পরে আর ছোট করা যায় না, then you have to put in another one to double this up. তো এই যে বেসিক্যালি এনভিডিয়া বানিয়েছে হুনসাং, ও বেসিক্যালি যেটা করেছিল দুজন আর বন্ধুর সাথে, ও নিজেই AMD তে কাজ করেছিল, ছেড়ে এনভিডিয়া বানিয়েছিল, ও 30 বছর ধরে এটাতে কাজ করেছে, কিন্তু ঠিক আছে, আজকে সবাই দেখতে পাচ্ছে রেজাল্টটা, কিন্তু 30 বছর দিয়েছে এটাই কাজ করার, ঠিক আছে। তো what they have done is they have come with a concept called accelerated computing, ঠিক আছে। ওর উপরে পেপার আছে, ঠিক আছে, you can, if you want have time you can read on it. They came with something called accelerated programming, আর বেসিক্যালি ওর থ্রু অনেক কম্পিউট ফাস্ট করে দিয়েছে ওরা। আর একটা অ্যাডভান্টেজ হয়, ওরা তো গেম ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে ফার্স্টে ঢুকেছিল এনভিডিয়া, গেমের একটা অ্যাডভান্টেজ আছে, তুই যদি একটা পেজ রেন্ডারিং করিস, ঠিক আছে, তুই যদি কোনো একটা পেজ রেন্ডারিং করিস, সিকোয়েন্স ইজ নট ইম্পর্টেন্ট, ঠিক আছে। আমাদের এই স্ক্রিনটা যদি দেখিস, এই স্ক্রিনটা ইজ মেড আউট অফ ভেরি স্মল স্মল থিংস, রাইট? There is no sequence to how it is done. You can make it small and parallelly process it and finally render করবি, correct? তো ও ওই জন্য গেমিং এ ওই কনসেপ্টটা এনেছিল জিপিইউ। তো বেসিক্যালি ট্রানজিশন অফ হার্ডওয়্যার হচ্ছে 4টে ফেজের থ্রু গেছে। ফার্স্টে সিপিইউ ছিল, সিপিইউর পরে গেছে জিপিইউ, যেটা ওরা এনভিশন করেছে। 3 নম্বর যেটা হয়েছে সেটাকে বলে টিপিইউ, ঠিক আছে, টেন্সর প্রসেসিং ইউনিট, ওটা গুগল করেছিল, ঠিক আছে। গুগলের একটা ছেলে ছিল জোনাথন রস বলে, ঠিক আছে, ও যেটা করেছিল সেটা হচ্ছে হি ফাউন্ড আউট দ্যাট 50% অফ অল দেয়ার কম্পিউট ইজ অ্যারাউন্ড সামথিং কল্ড লিনিয়ার অ্যালজেব্রা, যেটা ডেটা সায়েন্সের পুরো ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডই পুরো লিনিয়ার অ্যালজেব্রা, ঠিক আছে। তো ওই জিনিসটার জন্য একটা ফাংশন বানিয়ে দিয়েছিল। তুই ভাব যে বারবার যদি অ্যাডিশন ফাংশন তুই লিখতে হয়, রাদার আমি অ্যাডিশনটাকে যদি একটা অবজেক্ট বানিয়ে দিই, ঠিক আছে। তো ও যেটা করেছিল জোনাথন রাস, সেটা হচ্ছে টেন্সর প্রসেসিং ইউনিট, টিপিইউ বলে একটা কনসেপ্ট এনেছিল, যেটা যেটা শুধু গুগল পাইনিয়ার করেছে, অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ইজ হাউ দে রিডিউস দ্য কস্ট 50%। ওটাতে এখন যেটা হয়েছে সেটা হচ্ছে একটা ওই ছেলেটাই জোনাথন রস, ও ছেড়ে একটা কোম্পানি বানিয়েছে খুব রিসেন্ট, ইট ইজ গেটিং ভেরি ফেমাস নাও, ইটস কল্ড গ্রক, নট দ্য গ্রক দ্যাট ইলন মাস্ক ইজ বিল্ডিং, ইট ইজ আ ডিফারেন্ট গ্রক, GROQ। ও যেটা এখন বানাচ্ছে ওটাকে বলে LTU, ঠিক আছে, লিনিয়ার LPU, লিনিয়ার প্রসেসিং ইউনিট। তোর ইমেজের ক্ষেত্রে যেটা হচ্ছে, তুই ক্যাটের পিকচার যখন রেন্ডার করতে চাইছিস, ঠিক আছে, তখন সিকোয়েন্স ইজ নট ইম্পর্টেন্ট। বাট এই যে চ্যাট জিপিটি কাইন্ড অফ অ্যাপ্লিকেশন আছে যারা চ্যাটবট বানায়, আচ্ছা চ্যাট জিপিটি মেন কি করে কোনো আইডিয়া আছে? চ্যাট জিপিটি জাস্ট একটা জিনিস করে, নেক্সট ওয়ার্ড প্রেডিক্টর করে, মানে আই এর পরে কোন ওয়ার্ডটা বেস্ট বসানো যায়।
তার জন্য তো মানে হিউরিস্টিক অ্যালগরিদমস যত আছে ওখানে তো
ওটা পুরো ট্রেন করা, বেসিক্যালি পুরো তোর গিটহাব, তারপরে রেডিট, তারপরে উইকিপিডিয়া, তারপরে যত ওপেন সোর্স আছে ওর উপরে পুরো ট্রেন করা আছে। ও যেটা করে, যেটা চ্যাট জিপিটি সবচেয়ে বেস্ট করেছে, নেক্সট বেস্ট ওয়ার্ড প্রেডিক্ট করা। আর এই সিম্পল লজিকটা ইউজ করে ওরা একটা সিনেমা স্ক্রিপ্ট বানাতে পারে, ওরা একটা তোর বেসিক্যালি কি বলবো, ওরা তোর একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ লিখতে পারে, একটা বই লিখতে পারে, সব করতে পারে, কিন্তু খুব সিম্পল, যে আই লিখেছি, আই এর পরে কি লিখবো, অ্যাম লিখবো, ওয়াজ লিখবো, আর লিখবো, এই প্রত্যেক ওয়ার্ড উইল হেল্প ইউ টু প্রেডিক্ট দ্য নেক্সট ওয়ার্ড। এইটা খুব সিম্পল জিনিস, ফর ভেরি লং টাইম ওরা করে বলে একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ হয়ে যায়, ঠিক আছে। এবার আমি কেন এটা বলছি, সেটা হচ্ছে যখন তুই ট্রানজিশন টু LPU problem, GPU cannot solve this problem. Why? GPU তে sequence was not important, ঠিক আছে। GPU তে ক্যাটের কান, নাক আর চোখ যে কোনো সিকোয়েন্সে তুই ফার্স্টে বানিয়ে তারপরে অ্যাগ্রিগেট করতে পারিস, কারেক্ট? দ্যাটস ওয়াই GPU ক্যান সলভ ইমেজেস।
কিন্তু দাদা মানে এখানে আমরা একটা মানে কন্ট্রাডিকশন বলছি না, মানে ইউজেস তো তার অনেকই আছে। বাট লেটস সে ওয়ান অফ দ্য ইউজেস, যে তুমি আমাকে মালয়ালমে কিছু বলছো, ঠিক আছে, এবার আমি আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড করছি হিন্দি, তাহলে সে ট্রান্সলেশনটা কি করতে পারবে? মানে যে তুমি মালয়ালম বললে,
ওটা তো তোর বেসিক্যালি আউট অফ দ্য বক্স ট্রান্সলেটর এক্সিস্ট করে,
মানে আমি বুঝলাম হিন্দিতে, আর আমি হিন্দিতে বলছি, তুমি মালয়ালমকে মালয়ালমে বুঝতে পারছো যে জিনিসটা এটাই।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, কেন বুঝতে পারবো, বেসিক্যালি দেখ ওটাই পয়েন্ট। এখন যেটা লজিক হয়ে গেছে সেটা হচ্ছে লট অফ ডেটা ইজ থ্রোন অ্যান্ড লট অফ কম্পিউট ইজ গিভেন, কি সিস্টেম নিজে থেকেই শিখবে, মানে আমাদের পক্ষে ওই সিস্টেমের সাথে কম্পিট করা সম্ভবই না। ইট ইজ দ্য ফ্যাক্ট অফ লাইফ নাও। So you have to marry AI with you to make yourself 10x engineer. That's the point. Don't run away from it. Don't challenge it. কারণ তোর কাছে অত ডেটাই নেই পার্সোনালি, you can build those kind of things. প্রচুর আউট অফ দ্য বক্স টুলস আছে, ঠিক আছে। এখন যদি আমি হাগিং ফেজে যাই, আমি তোকে আউট অফ দ্য বক্স টেক্সট অ্যানালিটিক্স, টেক্সট ট্রান্সলেশন, অডিও ট্রান্সলেশন সব ফ্রিতে পাবি। তোকে জাস্ট ইন্টিগ্রেট করে তোর অ্যাপ কাস্টমারের পয়েন্ট অফ ভিউ থেকে উইচ প্রবলেম তোকে যেটা ভাবতে হবে, উইচ প্রবলেম ক্যান আই সলভ ইউজিং দিস, দ্যাট ইজ প্রবলেম প্রেডিকশন ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। ঠিক আছে, তো এলপিইউ বেসিক্যালি ওই ছেলেটা বানিয়েছে জনাথন রসিক, ওর জন্য একটা ডিফারেন্ট টাইপ অফ হার্ডওয়্যার লাগে, আর ওর কোম্পানির নাম হচ্ছে গ্রক। ইউ ক্যান গো অ্যান্ড রিসার্চ, ইট ইজ গিভিং দ্য ফাস্টেস্ট রেজাল্ট অ্যাট দিস পয়েন্ট। লোকে এখন পাগলা হয়ে গেছে এটাকে নিয়ে। ও একটা আর্কিটেকচারে চেঞ্জ এনেছে, ওরও পেপার আছে। যাই হোক, নেক্সট। ঠিক আছে সৃজন, ক্লিয়ার?
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ দাদা।
ঠিক আছে, কোয়েশ্চেন আছে আর কারোর? নাহলে আই থিঙ্ক ম্যামদেরকে আমরা ওয়েট করে রেখেছি শনিবার।
ইয়েস, আই গেস আজকের জন্য
না না ঠিক আছে,
আমরাও এনজয় করলাম, আমরা অনেক কিছু জানি না, ফার্স্ট চেঞ্জ অফ টেকনোলজি, আমরাও খুব এনজয় করলাম। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আমরা কি এবার লিভ করব? বিশ্বরূপ কি বলতে?
হ্যাঁ 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 ম্যাডাম, আমাদের হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
লিভ করছি। ওকে,
ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ অরিজিৎ, অনুপম। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে। আর আমাদের এটা হোস্টিং করলো আমাদের যে সুপ্রিয়দা, আমাদের ওয়েবসাইট যিনি দেখেন স্কাইলাইন ওয়েব, সুপ্রিয়দাকেও থ্যাংক ইউ জানাচ্ছি। আমাদের পুরো প্রোগ্রামটা রেকর্ড করেছেন উনি পুরোটাই। ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে।
তাহলে অরিজিৎ, অনুপম আমাদের সাথে যোগাযোগ রেখো, খুব ভালো লাগলো তোমাদের এই এটা এন্ডিভারটা। থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ এভরিওয়ান।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
বিশ্বরূপ দা চলে গেল।